live here on Plus One EXP's Roll for Content channel. My name is Tony Bacinda. I am Chief Alchemist here at Plus One EXP, and we're a weird little brand that multi-classes in tabletop game design, beard, and skincare alchemy in the Bardic College of Content Creation. Our hope and desire is to help amazing designers find great players who love their games and help amazing players find great designers whose games they can love. We do this in a lot of different ways, but the most fun out of all of them is just sitting down with those designers to play those games. Today, we're going to be playing in a micro RPG setting. So that is both small, and I think that may be in a couple different ways. Book. It's going to be coming up for Zima. This is the first Zemo project we're covering on stream. We'll talk a little bit more about what Zine Month and Zemo are a little bit later. You can play it with a lot of different systems, but we're going to be using Troika today. To tell you a little bit more about that, let's meet one of the creators of Fairyland, and that is Kyle. Kyle, tell people who you are, what you do, where they can find you online, but tell us a little bit about Fairyland.
Oh yeah, totally. I'm Kyle Reimergartin. I am a second grade teacher by day and a sometime microsetting writer by other times. And Fairyland is very much my attempt to create a horrifying and fascinating place for characters to have strange and unusual things happen to their bodies, and also to recover many useless and bespoke presents from various fairies. So I'm really excited to dig into. I'm really inspired by Brian Frood and by the Labyrinth, which also Brian Frood worked on, and a lot of other older fairy lore, and wanted that feeling of anything can happen and you don't know if the person that you were talking to is really a person, or if they're going to turn you inside out, or if they're going to give you a helpful bit of magic dust, or both. So that's kind of where I'm coming from, as a designer. I wanted to make it system agnostic so that anybody can play it and have terrible, unforeseen things happen to their characters, regardless of your favorite system. But Troika is a particularly good fit because so many terrible things happen to Troika characters, just as a matter of course.
Yep. And they can be back the next scene sometimes, or be dead forever, whichever we need to have happen. I'm super excited. Real Meat Castles in the chat saying, happy Sunday, folks. Interested to check this out. Blake Ryan says, so like the Brothers Grimm, yeah, like actual fairy tales, right? Like the ones where we don't know if this is a good or bad thing happening, but it's probably going to be bad for somebody no matter what. And so,
100%. Just uncanny adventures where everything has a cost and you don't always know what that is.
Awesome. And you guys, just as a note, and if I'm remembering incorrectly, it's not a diss, y'all are are y'all hand assembling yours? Is that part of the plan, or you're hand foiling them? There's something cool y'all are doing in the manufacturing process that I was excited about.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Max is an extraordinary printmaker, and they are hand foiling a lot of the covers, and doing a lot of screen printing, and they've made some other really handcrafted beautiful zines, their Abyss of Hallucination zine that they just released not too long ago, through Kickstarter, was set in a setting inspired by Aleister Crowley, and had beautiful silk screened pink and white covers with lots of esoteric symbols and handcrafted curses for cursing your dice if you needed them to roll poorly, so that you could have the worst possible things happen to you while you're in the Abyss of Hallucination. So Max is just really good at putting together absolutely precious, covetable objects, and I'm really excited to work with them.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know that I've seen a couple different pieces come across, so I'm super excited about this project. Again, if you want to check it out, if you want to follow it, it's going to be launching in February. Link is right below my face, ttrpg.link/fairylandks. Go check it out, hit follow, check it out when it goes live in a couple of weeks. But let's meet the other person who's been just having to awkwardly shift around on screen this entire time. Actually, I didn't think it was awkward at all. Keegan knows exactly what to be doing whenever they're not the center of attention, and exactly what to be doing when they are. Keegan, why don't you tell people a little about who you are, what you do, and where they can find you online?
Yeah, I'm indie game designer Wonderkind Keegan EXE. You can find me online at Keegan EXE. I got a real short intro.
Awesome. And they should go check out dungeondelvers.tv also too, if they have not, which is, I love all your games, but again, I'm incredibly excited to watch develop over the course of this next year even further. And so Yeah. With that said, we're going to dive in. We use lines, veils, and the X card here on channel just to make sure that we all stay safe, unless the system itself has another set of tools that we can use to do that. We talked about it a little bit in advance, but also lines are things that happen. It may happen in the world of our game, but don't happen in the course of our game. Veils are things that may happen in a certain way as they come up, or we may just say, hey, we're going to kind of gently go by them. And then the X card is the ability for any of us to say, type, message X to our group chat. To pause what's happening in the game and to figure out what the issue was, and then to come back around, pardon me, and move past it with without any explanation really necessary once we've identified what it is. We always have a strong line against sexual violence here on the channel, but Kyle, Keegan, is there any other lines or veils you want to add given the specific context of the game, or just your personal preferences?
No, nothing offhand for me.
I don't think so.
Other than people being turned inside out by things that they encounter, is there anything specific we might want our audience to be aware of that we might encounter over the course of the game that might be an issue for them?
Thank you. I think that there's like a gentle amount of body horror. So a gentle to like a moderate amount, maybe, depending on the situation.
I've never heard the word gentle amount of body horror before, but it's 100% how I'm going to describe light body horror from now on. It's a gentle amount of body horror, because that is phenomenal. Awesome. Well, with that said, I'm going to hand things over to you, Kyle, to tell us how you want us to do things, how you want us to introduce our characters, and just get us rolling and to play. Let me know if you have any questions, though.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. I'm so excited to be here with both of you. Thanks for doing this. So first off, your characters are both kind of waking up in a pile of leaves in a clearing, and there is a strange oaken stump in front of you. So can you do me a favor and just introduce your characters to us as they wake up?
Yeah, I am Thrawn, the Cursed Astra Miner. By the way, I used David Schurderwan's Troika character generator to just pull my character up whole cloth. So this is from Sorcerer's Skull, which I don't know who did that book or not. But I have dead eyes that have beheld thing no man was meant to see. I was left adrift in the Tardian reach beyond Saturn. I bore witness to the Protean horrors of the Titans of Chaos, stared into cold wonder at a legion of ruined grimoires and rebellious Nephilim, and suffered at the peril of a mortal soul of the Siren's allure and of alien Atlantean heathendry. I returned alive, but not unchanged. And so, I'm just, I'm a kind of emaciated looking, space, asteroid miner. Just, the kind of normal everyday thing that you encounter, as you're walking around. And so, my skin's kind of grayed out. I'm a little bit taller and a little bit more malnourished than, you might. I'm actually probably not as malnourished as you think. I'm a little gaunt, a little lanky, wearing a old kind of space suit with currently no helmet on. I'm covered with strange tattoos where you can see skin. I have a set of odd vials of spinning sporific around me. And every once in a while I have this little locked box that I'll look in, but you can't look in it.
Very nice to meet you, Thrawn. Thanks so much. Keegan, who's your character?
What did you say your name was, Tony?
Thrawn.
Thrawn, cool. Cool, yeah, I'm playing Sir Fossey the Swordbringer. I'm a Temple Knight of Telek the Swordbringer. I'm a fanatical monk set to maintain constant vigilant martial readiness in preparation for the end times. I have just, very classic knight looking sort of thing, but I do have 6 swords on me currently.
Fantastic. Have you named your swords?
Not yet.
I'm just curious. All right, fantastic. Thanks very much. Nice to meet you, Sir Fousey. Fousey?
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. So first of all, let's find out how you got here. Will you each please roll a d8 for me?
Got a 4.
Okay, well, Sir Fousey, you passed too close to a thorn bush. No matter which path you chose, it always led you here.
At a 5.
All right, Thrawn, you stepped into a ring of toadstools. You passed through several seasons in a blur and came to rest here.
I just want to clarify those toadstools were on IO.
Yes. Yep.
Anybody wondering?
Yes, ionic toadstools, totally. So both of you are standing in front of a stump. Like as before your eyes, all of a sudden the stump appears to grow in size, and a small carved wooden door appears at the base of it.
Is
that your door?
I thought that was yours.
It's not my door.
Okay, well, I'll open it.
Oh, okay.
All right, as you reach for the door handle, the door opens in front of you, and a tall, lanky figure appears. They're wearing a splendid waistcoat and trousers. There's bits of moss and lichen poking out from their sleeves, and they have a sallow complexion. They say, "Oh, finally, you've arrived. Please do come in."
You're looking for him, right?
Are we related?
So as you know, like we've had like an unfortunate situation here with some blobby things, and we've been greatly anticipating like your arrival to this place. If you'll please step inside, I can give you more details while I show you to your rooms.
Blobs sound like your deal.
I'm not. I've dealt with a blob twice. That's a nice suit. It looks like it would fit me.
I thank you kindly. Please follow me. And they turn and go back into the house, leaving the door ajar.
Yeah, so it was for you.
So I have a teenager bothering me.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I follow him.
Absolutely. All right. Fantastic. Let's turn our attention to this jam board here where I'm going to attempt to draw the room that you're standing in. All right. Please stand by.
Oh, yeah, we got this nice jam board set up so you guys can see all these intense visuals that we're encountering as we go. And you may be asking yourself, is this art straight out of the book? The answer is no,
yes,
it's not. I've seen some
absolutely.
of the art for the book. It's gorgeously compiled and arranged.
You're saying this isn't gorgeously compiled and arranged?
Not yet. We haven't finished it yet.
Oh, okay, cool.
Once we're done,
That makes more sense.
All right. Note on my extremely very good drawing here is that this is a door, and this is a door, and this is a door. And right now, you are entering what appears to be a foyer. Walking sticks and umbrellas are held in the arms of a squat fanged statue to your right. There are baskets hanging from the wall of many different sizes and shapes. The tall figure briskly moves forward and around the corner, talking as they go, vaguely about blobby things, disgusting, like vile, unforeseen. Really fortunate that you're here. Thank you so much for agreeing to deal with them.
It is my understanding, based on the way you've drawn this is like a non-Euclidean Hollow Earth type experience.
Oh, yeah. Yes, thank you very much. You are in the interior of the stump. The walls are polished oak. The floor is also polished oak. It's dimly lit by candlelight, and you cannot see the ceiling.
Gotcha. And the stump wasn't this big when before we stepped in.
Nope.
That's normal.
Totally normal. It's a completely normal, 100% normal stump house that happens to have formed exactly the most comfortable size for you to be in it.
Exactly as I expected.
Just like most stumps.
I'm just following along, kind of taking it all in. If there's any cool rocks nearby as we make our way through, just make sure you note those for me so that I can pick them up and look at them and probably take them.
Absolutely. I will alert you to any cool rocks. You see no cool rocks in the foyer, but many walking sticks and umbrellas.
Have you been here before?
No, I think I got a weird thorn. I don't think any of this is real.
This is a good time to because some of you are starting to have suspicions about whether or not this is real, to find out what you already know about Fairyland. Can you please each roll a d8?
Yes. Got a 6.
Okay. Sir Fauci, you know that fairies accumulate vast treasures. And Thrawn, you know that all who visit Fairyland turn into goblins.
Okay. Is that a default? Like, we've come in now, and so now we're going to turn into goblins?
You believe anybody who comes to Fairyland turns into goblins.
Okay, I got good news and bad news.
All right, let's go bad news first.
Okay, really, that's great, because it's really just bad news. How do you feel about being a goblin?
I don't think it would bother me that much.
Okay. I mean, I've never been one, so I don't know yet, but...
Yeah, it could be fun.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, there's a group of space goblins that I ran into one time, and they told me that they became space goblins by visiting Fairyland. And so, as far as I know, that's what happens when you visit Fairyland.
Interesting. I'll keep note of that.
All right, as you round the corner of this organic wooden shape here that I totally know what it is, but I'm choosing not to describe for you for the moment. The associate stands here by the door saying, like, if you'll please follow me, after which they open it and pass into a narrow passage and down some stairs.
Wait, is this the door that turns us into a goblin?
Is this the goblin door? You can tell us. We're cool.
You hear the voice of the associate coming from down below. If you'll please step lively.
I mean, we've been following you the entire time. I don't feel like asking this one question is too much of a stretch.
I don't know anything about any goblins, but I can show you where you're going to be sleeping.
Is that where they turn us into
good.
goblins? That's where they turn us into goblins.
Oh, that makes sense. All right, well, let's not sleep, but I feel like we can go through the door at least.
Yeah, sure, certainly.
All right, you are in a narrow passage. There are small alcoves to your right as you descend the stairs with many porcelain figures resting on them.
I reach out and like shake one. I don't know why I'm character talking. I reach out and shake one. Because at first I'm curious if they're marble or not, and if they are, that's a type of rock.
Okay, totally. Will you please make an opposed check here really fast?
Just straight up what's on the die is 5.
All right. As you reach for the porcelain figure, it reveals itself to be a small fairy that flits out of the way of your hand and says, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Oh, I thought you, I thought you, and I flip open my little box and I look inside it and I mess around with some stuff. And I just thought you might be a rock. And so, I didn't mean to put my hands anywhere they don't belong. I apologize.
And the fairy grimaces at you with its fangs and flicks its wings disconsolately. It's all right. I can never get a moment's peace down here anyway. What should I expect?
You get a lot of visitors?
Every once in a while. There are more of these past couple of days as the convergence, as it approaches. Just want to be spending time with my friends and family and have to always be greeting some poor traveler.
Right, and the convergence is where we
get converted to goblins.
Turn into goblins.
Oh, I don't know about that. It's just lots of festivities and merrymaking like coming up. The conjunction of two of our most beloved stars. I just want to get a good night's sleep, though. Stand in contemplation of my brethren and sistren. They sigh, look down at the rest of the porcelain figures.
None of these are rocks.
Oh, not to my knowledge. This is my good cousin. They gesture to the nearest porcelain figure. And here's my aunt. All of us together just waiting out the end of our days.
When you become goblins.
Oh, the essence of the universe, as we all must.
The essence of the universe, as we all, of course.
That's goblins, right?
I think so.
Okay.
If there's nothing else, I'd like to go back to my pining.
Absolutely. Feel free to, I guess, go be sad. I get it. I mean, what these eyes have seen on the edge of the universe. I understand.
And the fairy settles back into an attitude of repose and becomes once again as a porcelain figure.
Do you think we'll be porcelain goblins?
It sounds like the order is you become porcelain, become a fairy, you become sad, you become a star, and then you become a goblin.
That makes sense. That follows.
Yeah. I bet you it has to do with how many people you bring in to the organization.
I know about that. That's how swords work.
Yeah. I think we're walking and talking about this
Yeah,
as
for
we go.
sure.
All right. Just for my own internal mapping, are you at the bottom of the stairs yet, or have you tarried on the stairs?
I mean, I think we stopped to
Have
talk
this-
to that thing, and then as soon as we were done, I don't, unless we encounter. I'm not going to try to touch more of these things. They're alive. They're not rocks. I don't care.
Sure. You have stopped to have an existential conversation, and now you've proceeded to the bottom of the stairs. So I'm going to draw the next floor for you, which is over here. All right.
It's a new floor.
Here's the staircase where you are emerging, which you could go back up if you wanted to. And then...
Why would we go back up? We turn into goblins down here.
I mean, I'm not complaining. Maybe if I become a goblin, man. Stretch goal for this. D6 Troika goblin backgrounds. You just take other backgrounds and then turn them into goblins.
Yeah, that sounds good.
A goblin knight of swords.
Goblinization day.
If only.
If only.
All right. And we got a door right here. And we got a door right here. And there's another door right here. And this is a large door that you can't see because I'm not using the laser pointer yet.
For all of our great
right.
friends out there watching, tell us what Troika background you would most like to see turned into a goblin. Goblinized.
I think that the parchment witch I would like to see as a goblin, because it seems like the parchment witch's battle against entropy and the goblin's desire for entropy would be a fun conflict to navigate as a character.
I like that.
I just love the parchment witch. It's wonderful. For those of you not familiar with Troika, a witch that is like rotting inside, and so covering up their rotting skin with many pieces of like beautifully painted parchment.
It is a great background.
This is
All
the background I'm using is the only Troika background I know.
Amusingly, you've rolled a background that was also used in the last time that I played a Fairyland game too. So I'm enjoying the statistical improbability of that. It's fun. Okay, you emerge from the staircase. You are in a twisting passage, as you can see. There's a door directly across from you, and the associate is standing in front of a door to your left. Down the passage, you can also see like a number of other doors before the passage curves out of sight. So I've given you like some mild clairvoyance by drawing the rest of it for you.
All right. We go in here.
The associate nods curtly and then hovers 8 inches above the floor and opens the door.
And if I wanted a suit like yours, is there one of those in here?
The associate looks.
It looks like it would fit me.
and then chooses not to respond.
I'm just saying, you look
I
like
think
you're
the
my
thing-
size.
The shirts are behind a different door. So if we want to...
Okay.
You are entering a small, modest bedroom that has 3 beds in it. The bed on the left has an open trunk on it. There are various socks, notebooks, and measures strewn around. There is also an armor stand next to that bed, holding a bulbous helm and a worn cloak. The associate gestures at the other 2 beds and says, like, feel free to make yourselves comfortable here. You'll be free to use anything in the house that you require while you're staying here with us. But I do ask that you not go into the other bedrooms, that you leave the traveler from a sandy place's items alone. And they're gesturing over at the open trunk and the helm.
Yes, I require your suit. Can I use it, please?
They make a kind of a hoarse sounding, like half whinny, half sigh, and say, like, you'll be wanting to talk to the dwellers soon, but we're very busy today. So if you wouldn't mind waiting until tomorrow morning to talk to them, you can find them in the upstairs garden as where we're making our preparations.
And you'll bring me a suit before then?
I'm sure clothing can be arranged if you're wishing to attend the conjunction, as we want all of us to be at our absolute best. If you excuse me, I have some other duties to attend to. The blobby things you'll find in the cellar, and here they fish a small copper key out of their vest. The cellar is currently locked for the safety of the other guests, but when you feel ready, feel free to head down there, and we can't thank you enough for their prompt removal.
Do you think he's saying blobby things or gobby things?
What if it's
I assure you I am saying blobby things, and if you'll kindly excuse me, I do need to get some other things ready.
All right. They could be bloblins.
They could be bloblins. Did he tell us how to get to the cellar, or do we just have to try all the doors and hope none of them are bedrooms?
That's what I kind of got the impression was. We've got a key, and he like waved that way. But we'll have to try all the doors that way.
It seems fair to me.
The reedy associate floats out of the room and disappears up the stairs.
Dice Ghost says Gremlin Catcher Goblin, which would be very fun.
I would love a Gremlin Catcher Goblin as well.
Why are you in the cage with me? Look, this is my house also. Like, I know I caught you and brought you here, and this is more kidnapping than anything else at this point.
We all got jobs to do. It's a living.
Does this stuff look sandy to you over here?
You seem to be the one who knows rocks. Sand is
very small rocks. Hold on, let me check. Gotta look for sand on this stuff.
Absolutely. You find small vestiges of sand in the folds of the cloak, which fall onto the floor as you investigate the cloak. Cool. There's also a small amount of sand in the corners of the trunk, underneath what appears to be just entirely too many socks and then various bound notebooks.
I know he said not to take any of this guy's stuff, but I also said I was on the lookout for cool rocks, and we've already established that sand are small rocks. So
you do what you must.
And also, I'm talking in character voice. This is me processing out loud.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take a handful of that sand and just stick it in my pocket.
You have pocket sand.
Yeah.
Totally non-ironic and unintentional pocket sand.
Yes. You acquire the pocket sand without incident.
And there's not another one of those suits in here.
There appears to be no other furnishings, not even a dresser.
Oh, I meant in the trunk.
There are not. There are only socks. There's also various measures like calipers, a straight edge, carpenter's corner, a couple of empty vials. They don't have anything in them.
Cool. It's not. Nothing in here except for this sand. It's not bad. It's good grit. The grain quality on this is phenomenal.
Thrawn, you are a person of singular interests. I love it.
No, I like clothes And rocks.
2 whole interests. Yeah.
I guess we should probably start checking all the doors.
Yeah, let's wait, I have a laser pointer now. This door. That's the right.
Sorry, I
direction,
didn't
right?
see. Okay, yeah. All right.
This one.
Blake
All
Ryan
right,
says clothes make the goblin, which is an excellent observation.
You leave the guest bedroom and you open the first door on your left. You appear to be in a large kitchen. There's a clay oven here. It's still warm. There's also a window well by which you can see it is midday. There are a number of fresh herbs growing in the window well.
I got good news.
Okay.
This isn't a bedroom. Well, I mean,
Yeah, we're allowed to be in here.
I don't see anyone sleeping in here. It looks like a kitchen.
Over to your right, you notice that there's a staircase going down, and there's also a sink with numerous dishes in the sink. The walls are lined with various pots and pans and kitchen implements like spatulas.
Is there anything in the clay oven?
There are embers in the clay oven.
And embers are kind of a type of rock.
Tony, are they?
Big argument at dinner at my house the last 3 nights.
Okay.
Is ice rock, is water lava?
Mm-hmm. I'm familiar with these kind of arguments. They pop up in my classroom,
In your classroom
all the time.
from time to time?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go smell the herbs in the window box.
Mm-hmm. The herbs in the window box appear to be thyme, sage, and maybe like a few others that are masked by the scent of those 2 very smelly herbs.
You need any herbs?
No, but are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Absolutely. Let's say it out loud at the same time.
Yeah, of course. Sandwiches.
Sandwiches. Yeah. I was gonna say these herbs would be great on sandwiches.
Yeah,
right there. Yeah,
I'm following.
So, is there any bread?
Is there bread?
Figure out for some bread tonight.
There doesn't appear to be any bread.
What if we did like one of those keto sandwiches?
Like a lettuce wrap.
Like a lettuce wrap. Is there any meat as we look around?
These are the only foodstuffs that you can find in this kitchen is the herbs in the windowsill.
So our choices are either ember herb sandwiches. Wouldn't be the first time.
Do you think the pantry is in the other room?
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Here, I'll grab some of these herbs, and we can. It's literally like a handful of mixed herbs. What we'll call my special blend. Let's go down and look and see if there's any more food down there.
Yeah.
Right.
And basements are down typically, so like
We're going the right direction if you think about it.
All right, let's go to a new page. As you descend the stairs, you come to a locked door.
Oh,
11 secret herbs and spices.
good news. This door's locked. That's a good sign because we've got a key.
Okay, let's see. I'm psyching myself up to draw this floor plan. It's going to be great, but
I'll tell you what.
I'm looking forward to it.
Let's talk through our plan here because there are bloblins inside this thing, and we gotta be ready for that.
Seems like the only way to get bread.
Yeah, I mean, if they'd have just told us that in the first place, we could have saved a lot of discourse around when and how and what we were gonna do. Bread, beat bloblins, get bread. I'm in.
okay, let's see.
So I'm gonna open the door. Do you wanna go through first?
Yeah, that seems fair.
Okay, because there's equal tasks basically.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have a sword, right?
I've got this, and like I sling around a bandolier that I've just been shoving all this other stuff in it, and it's just got like 6 pistols going every different direction hanging off of it.
Sure.
Excellent.
I pull one of them out. It's got like electricity like sparkling off the sides of it. Yeah. I mean, not a sword. No.
You can make a sandwich with that.
Didn't recognize you were a mage. It's on me.
All right. I was really concentrating on drawing. So
we were just literally bullshitting with each other about how we were going to
sure
in character.
You'll open the door. I'll run through.
And I'll shoot the bread if it comes at you.
Cool. Thanks.
Excellent. I'm glad that you have a bread plan.
Bloblins, it'll be more of a conversation.
Yes.
I open the door.
All right. The first thing that you notice is that the floor is earthen and not wood, like the rest of the floors in this place.
Earth is a kind of a rock.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
If you think about it.
I sincerely hope that you have implements to like take the entire floor. You notice that there are 3 large clay jars over to your right and a wooden chest. There are 3 doors here. There's one right here, and there's one right here, and there's one right here. And in this corner, you notice that it is very shadowy, but a faint luminescence is coming from it.
Okay, well, that doesn't seem important right now. What seems important is checking these jars and chests for food.
we came here for bread so we can make sandwiches with this. Got pistol in one hand, bunch of herbs and spices in the other.
Like grim dark Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start going through these jars.
Okay. The first jar has barley in it, just loose barley.
Okay.
You could turn that into bread if you think about it.
Maybe the next one's the next step of the process. The next one's gonna be like dough.
And the last one will be a deer.
Yeah.
The
That's gonna be in the chest at the end.
The next jar has oats in it.
Okay.
And the last jar has rye.
Like you can use all of these things to make bread.
Yeah. I think we're on the right step. What's in that chest at the very end?
Okay. The chest is a simple wooden chest. It doesn't have a lock. You lift it up and you find blocks of ice in it, but it is otherwise empty.
Okay, this doesn't have to do with
you know,
bread
I
at
was
all.
thinking the other day, are ice rocks?
Ice are rock. I'm gonna hit the edge of some of the rock with the butt of my pistol so I can take some of this rock with me because I don't think I'm gonna take the entire thing.
Maybe we should get it on the way back out.
I'll just take a little bit for now.
Okay, cool. I'm worried it's gonna melt.
Well, I just want a taste, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's fair.
You break off a small piece of ice.
Yeah, just stick that in my mouth.
Okay. It's pretty cold.
Is it like what's the silica quality of this water? Has it got a good
roll a
mouthfeel?
D6.
4.
4. You taste the bright tang of high copper content.
Oh, copper is more of a metal, but metal before it's metal is also rock. If you think about it,
yeah. Hey, did you see that glowing over there?
I did. You said it didn't seem important at the time.
Okay, well, now it seems important.
It's interesting how often we narrate things out loud. I like that about us.
I enjoy this about your relationship. It's very forthright.
There's the glowing in the corner. What's the thing halfway down? Was that one of the chests?
Sorry, I'm looking at the thing. All right. So this is a jar. This is a jar. This is a jar. This is the chest,
which is also a jar now.
Yes, which is now a jar. This is a door, and then this is a door, and this is a door, and here are the stairs, and this is where the glow is coming from.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna go check that door while he goes and checks the glow.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Which door? This one right here.
The door between the chest that's a jar and the glowing.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. All right. You are in a rough-hewn hourglass passage. You can dimly see that there are two doors at the end of the hall.
Hey, there's a rough-hewn hourglass passage back in here with 2 doors at the end of it.
Huh.
No bloblins, no bread.
And there's also a door directly across from you. But about 2 arms lengths away, so fairly close to you, there is a hooded and cloaked figure standing quite still, making kind of a staticky chattering noise. And you notice that the floor all around this hooded figure is translucent, and thin points of light can be seen.
I was waiting for you to say is lava, but this is still very good.
Yeah, thin points of light can be seen shining through the floor.
Oh,
there's a thin layer of clear mucus that is coating everything around the floor around this hooded figure.
I didn't notice it, but there's some kind of guy in here chittering, and the floor around him is filled with light and mucus. What's up with the glowy stuff?
I don't know. I'm looking right now.
Yeah. You see also standing over in the corner, gently caressing the wall, like with an unidentifiable limb, a hooded and cloaked figure that's making kind of like a whistling, squeaking noise, like a tea kettle that is about to run out of water.
Yeah, there's a guy over here, and he's making sounds like a tea kettle. It's like out of water.
A thin slick of slime like is coating the walls and the floor like around this hooded figure.
He's surrounded by snot.
That seems to be a theme here. Do you think? Hey, are you a bloblin?
Slowly, the hooded figure turns towards Thrawn. You can see that its body is gelatinous and amorphic, but it looks like it is the consistency of and color of an unbaked blob of dough.
Oh shit! Hey, this guy looks like he might be made out of dough. We're one step closer to sandwiches at this point in time.
All right, let's deal with him. I'll come over to you.
You're both confronting the blob of dough wearing a hood and cloak, as it slowly, kind of half-heartedly or indecisively, moves forward and back into all different places.
But he doesn't respond to my question. Are you a bloblin?
I'm sorry. The hooded and cloaked figure begins to make a noise that sounds like somebody scooting a chair across the floor.
Well, that wasn't a no.
That wasn't a no. He could have just clearly said no had he wanted to say no.
Yeah.
It sounded more like pull up a chair and I'll explain my story of being a bloblin to you, if anything.
While you're having this conversation, part of the midsection of the doughy thing makes the shape of a chair. But then it falls back into its stomach, or where its stomach would be if it was a person.
I'm not a baker, but I feel like dough's not supposed to do that.
Yeah, but I think we're both saying the same thing right now. Let's say it at the same time.
Sure.
Sandwiches.
All right, yeah. Let's.
So as we both say sandwiches out loud, does anything happen to the dough?
There's no change.
Aaron from the chat very, very cleverly, and I don't want to repeat this in case my teenage sons ever watch this stream. Dough's nuts.
Bless you.
Bless Aaron King, everyone. If it refuses to give us sandwiches, I feel like there's only one choice.
Want to say it on 3?
Yes, let's say it at the same time on 3.
Okay. What?
1, 2, 3. Shoot and
You shoot him.
stab it.
Yeah. Okay.
We're getting
Okay.
so much better at this.
It sounds like your characters are like beginning maybe to think about fighting, and so I'm going to go get my thinking about fighting tokens to make the token stack. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I should have had these with me, but I didn't.
That's great. We'll keep on going for a minute. Yeah. I think we're getting like you said the one and I said that, and then that was
Yeah, let's
see.
gotten good at this.
Let's see if we can get this thing to make another shape while the GM's gone. What do you want to try to get it to make?
Oh, I
We
just
shall be
threw it on the
using
brain.
buttons as our tokens. Do you have a button preference, Tony?
All of a sudden, as the GM asks that question, buttons appear all over this thing and then sink back into it. I don't have the buttons in front of me. Are these like buttons that go on a shirt, or are these like buttons that you that's not a good way to ask that question.
I think I heard you say yellow, and so you'll be yellow. All right, we got 2 yellow buttons for your character's initiative, and then Keegan, sorry. What are your button preferences?
Just surprise me here.
Okay, we're gonna do lime green.
It's also okay because
Perfect.
Keegan's full name is Keenan Michael Keegan.
Yep, that's it.
Thank you for your grace and understanding. All right, we're gonna do the blobby things shall have red buttons because that is a different color.
That is a different color.
Okay, and they're pretty slow, about as slow as you. All right, and then a fun thing that happens with Troika is that sometimes a round ends and everybody's just looking at each other. And so we will have the blue button be the everybody's just looking at each other thinking about what to do button.
Cool.
And we're ready to go. Okay.
Blue button, blue button, blue button.
I'm
we're gonna
doing
get
this
3 of
so
them in
I'm
a row.
not cheating. Okay. Oh, all right. The blobby thing surges towards you, but that actually belies how slow it is. It just very slowly creeps towards you and attempts to wrap around Thrawn's arm with its blobbiness. So
Yeah, we're
this
still
is an
arguing about what
opposed
to do with
check.
it.
Any sort of wrestling or grappling like check would be helpful for avoiding this.
I've got pistol fighting, and I have a pistol in my hand.
You can try to shoot it. That would probably be a pretty good deterrent to wrapping around you. So let's use your pistol fighting skill, and the blobby thing is going to use its wrap around and coat in blobby slime blobs skill.
Oh yeah, I rolled 2 1s.
Okay, well I got a 9. It sounds like I won. So the blobby thing wraps around your arm and coats it in a clear mucus. Your entire body goes numb and cold. You don't seem to be able to move, and you start to sink through the floor. You take 4 damage, or D4 damage.
D4 damage.
Yep, D4.
Am I rolling my own damage?
You're rolling your own damage. You're in charge of your own destiny.
Cool. All right.
Just for
you're looking
narration purposes, how damaged did you get by that?
3.
3. It does not feel good.
No, yeah.
All right, next.
You're looking shorter. I'm worried the goblining is it's happening.
I mean, are we
Alright.
worried? I thought we were excited about this.
Thrawn, it is your turn. You I remind you that your entire body is cold and numb and you can't move. So if you want to do something that involves moving, like extricate yourself from the floor, then it's going to be a skill check.
Yeah. I want to just shoot this thing with intention now.
Okay, all right. Just going to shoot it, regardless of being ankle deep in the floor. Okay, got it.
I mean, look, next time you're ankle deep in the floor, you do whatever the hell you want. That's all
I know. I believe in agency above all things. So,
and I'm gonna so I roll plus that. So that's gonna be a 13 all day.
So since this is a oh, it's an opposed. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, because it's a combat-y roll.
Because you're attacking.
Right.
The blobby thing is not successful in not getting shot.
Okay.
Can you go ahead and roll on your pistol damage table?
That's what I was just looking at. I don't have that number right in front of me.
I can grab it maybe.
I should have used
I should have
used Aaron King's character sheet.
I wonder if my headphone cord stretches far enough to get it.
If anybody out there knows Troika pistol damage while we're all looking around.
I have Troika in front of me right now.
Oh, good. Yes, my book certainly isn't all the way downstairs where I can't get it right now.
Yeah, go ahead, make a damage roll, Tony. I'll tell you how much damage you deal.
Is it a D6?
Yeah.
I go to 5.
That is 6 damage.
Oh, fantastic. All right. Tony, go ahead and tell me how Thrawn kills the blobby thing.
So I shoot out my pistol and electricity like crackles around this thing and Thrawn for that matter, but my suit's designed for this, so it's fine. This is not the first time I've been grappled by an unknowable creature.
And you're grounded, if you think about it.
I'm the most grounded you could possibly be if you think about it.
Yes.
And unless you have a distinctive way these things smell when they die.
Oh, I actually do. They smell like nothing at all.
Oh, damn it. I shoot this thing and it kind of like crackles up. It gets this really good crust on the outside, and then it just kind of crumples down. And I whiff because I'm hoping for like a smell of fresh baked bread, but I get nothing.
Yeah, you smell the uncaring void.
Not the first time I've smelled the uncaring void.
Yep. So as the blobby thing crumbles down, a lot of the like slime that was contained within it rushes out like over both of your ankles.
I'm sorry, over my lower calves.
Correct. Over your lower calves and over Sir Fauci's ankles. You immediately like feel your ankles and calves go cold and numb, and you both start to sink through the floor. The blobby thing is no more. You can avoid this possibly if you wish to test your luck.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I'll test my luck. That's fine. So me has never played Troika before. How do I do that?
Okay, your luck number, you just got to roll underneath it, and then after you roll, regardless of your outcome, you take it down by 1.
Cool.
I got it
as well.
Nice. All right. You both, with a considerable effort, like managed to pry yourselves up out of the floor and away from the mucus that still coats it in a shimmering, non-smelly veneer. You are out of combat.
Pull my feet up out of the ground.
Before your eyes, the cloak and hood of the blobby thing sink down and then vanish.
Oh, damn, it took the dough with it.
It sank through the floor. I want to be really clear about that.
If I reach out and throw a piece of mud into that same spot, does it just disappear down into the floor also?
You throw a piece of mud and it will sink down slowly until it suddenly pops through and is gone.
Interesting. I've seen a lot of things.
Yeah.
My dead eyes have beheld things that no man was meant to see, adrift in the Tardian reach beyond Saturn. I bore witness to protean horrors of the Titans of Chaos. I stared into cold wonder of the Legion ruined Grimoires and the rebellious Nephilim, and suffered at the peril of my immortal soul. As the sirens allure of alien Atlantis, the heathendry surrounded me. I returned alive, but not unchanged. But I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, you've said that before.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah, you've practiced that like exact script, right?
I was off the top of my dome. Like
Oh wow.
I'm not the kind of person who just like has words like that nailed down, ready to go.
Interesting.
I'm not known for my ability to just whip off like clever and poetic like catches of phrase and taglines at the drop of a hat.
Sure.
And this is an inside joke between you, me, and a few other people in chat, and so it's not as funny as we think it is.
Oh no, I think it might even be funnier.
There's another one of these things out there. Is that what you said?
There's another one kind of undulating in the corner, back where Sir Fauci first saw it before.
Oh right, we should deal with him too.
Yeah, I think these are the bloblins.
Yeah, I get that. Maybe we let this one avoid sinking through the floor, and we could just grab the dough on the way out.
Like honestly, like in my mind, when they said go to the basement, I was thinking of like a big door around the corner, but apparently it's just in this kitchen.
Yeah, it's a weird place to put it.
Especially not telling us like go through the kitchen to get there, because I think the average person could have just gotten confused.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we're above average, so it doesn't matter.
Of course.
Obviously.
Yeah, somebody might have forgotten to say go through the kitchen. The Reedy associate is like a little bit absent-minded sometimes, and maybe had said that on previous playthroughs and possibly forgot to say that last time.
That's fine. I actually just assumed that we screwed up and you as a GM were clever enough to move the basement to wherever the dumb place we were going was.
Yeah, I absolutely was that clever. You're right. Yes.
Yeah, I was like, no, it makes sense they didn't tell us that, and they just wanted us to wander lost. It made sense.
I love the idea of like, don't go to any bedrooms. Also, I've given you no information about where to go.
I thought that was the point.
Yeah, fairies like are not particularly keen on giving mortals details about like how to avoid disaster. It's not really important to them.
Yeah.
So we have this conversation with a disembodied voice
as we slowly walk around the corner to the other bloblin.
Yeah, yes. I was like, hey, I want to try something real quick. I've seen a lot of things in my time. My dead eyes have beheld things that no man was meant to see. Adrift in the Tardian reach beyond Saturn, I bore witness to the Protean horrors of the Titans of Chaos, stared in the cold wonder of the legion of ruined Gomorrahs and the rebellious Nephilim, and suffered at the peril of my immortal soul, the siren's allure of alien Atlantean heraldry. I returned alive, but not unchanged. I want to try something real quick.
Yeah, of course.
This
is the first time I've heard that.
I've got a skill that's incredibly useful when you're stuck down here, and I do love that it was just luck of the choice. I want to look at this thing with second sight.
100%. All right. Just waiting for you to roll under your second sight skill.
I rolled at my second sight skill, and I can't remember what that does in Troika. Is that good? Okay.
You 100% succeed. Okay. You just got to equal or under it.
Okay. What does this thing look like in my second sight?
In your second sight, you see like a howling void of non-being that corrupts all that it touches.
Hey, you know what? When I look at this thing, and I've seen a lot of things in my time.
Right.
I see a howling void of non-being, which is kind of weird because it's more what I'm not seeing than what I am seeing, if you think about it.
You've certainly thought about it.
This thing isn't a rock, though.
Okay, so we deal with it. We take the dough, and then we're done.
We're done.
We killed the two bloblins down.
We'll make a sandwich.
Okay, cool.
With this, and I hold up my other hand. I've got
the hand that still has the 11 herbs and spices on it. Yeah, I'll go. Let's go fight this thing.
Yeah, I got the last one. Why don't you take the lead on this one?
Well, I feel like, just like psychically, I feel like there's like a stack.
You feel yourselves readying for the demands and chaos of combat.
Mm-hmm.
I just figured since it was facing away with us, maybe we'd get the drop on it, but
This is a lime green button, so that means Sir Fauci, it's your turn to do something.
Okay.
Well, if you think about it.
I'm gonna sword fight it.
All right.
So attacking something, do I add my rank to it or anything like that?
Okay, so you're gonna roll your 2d6.
Uh-huh.
Right? and you're going to try to get underneath your skill plus whatever ranks in that skill you have.
Gotcha. Cool.
Normally true. But
this is combat, so this is contested.
Yeah, combat is opposed because the blobby thing does not want to be sorted. So the blobby thing will try and avoid your sword. So you're actually trying to roll high here. You roll your 2d6.
You're going to add all those numbers together now.
Yeah, and then just add any sword skills that you have to them. And the blobby thing is just going to make a check to that with its raw skill. Raw, cool. Like raw dough. Okay, your number to beat is 8.
Okay, cool. So I have 6. I have 1 rank. I rolled a 6. I have 1 rank in sword fighting and then a skill of 5. So that'd be 12.
So you are extremely successful in sorting. You just sword.
It's super effective.
It is super effective.
Right through them.
The blobby thing is ready to capture. I'm just kidding.
Perfect.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
Yeah, perfect. I do know how this part works, at least. That is 6 damage from me.
Fantastic.
Jump back.
The blobby thing makes a shrieking and howling noise somehow, despite not having any visible mouth. And describe to me how it dies.
Here's what I do. I slice into it, and then I want to try to grab into it as fast as possible with the other hand and pull at whatever that was that looked like dough at it.
Yep. Perfect. So you succeed in wrenching a small amount of its body away from it. As you do so, your arm turns cold and numb and quickly travels throughout the rest of your body. A small puddle of slime appears at your feet and you begin sinking through the floor, but you are holding the blobby thing's essence.
Okay. Hey.
Is your body getting cold and numb all over? Because that's what happened to me.
Yeah, Thrawn, catch this. I need to make sure I don't fall into the floor.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna have you either do you gotta make a skill test here because right now you can't move your arm, or you gotta test your luck and see if you're able to do this.
Yeah, I'll make a skill test here. I don't have a skill that's particularly good here, but that's fine.
So just roll under your skill number.
Cool. I rolled a 5. That's great. That matches.
Fantastic. You're able to toss the chunk of the blobby thing, which sails through the air into Thrawn's open arms. Thrawn, your arms now freeze and you begin to sink through the floor.
Here's what I want to propose. I've got some strange tattoos. They're listed on my possessions. And I don't know if you know this, but I've got dead eyes that have seen a lot of things. I can go through them all if you want me to.
Time stops while you remind everyone that you have dead eyes that have seen a lot of things.
Can I catch these things in my weird tattoos? Here's what I think I'm proposing. Can I test my luck to see if my tattoos will restrain whatever?
You absolutely can. You can test your luck right now, or you could just test your weird tattoos skill, whichever one you think is most likely to result in success, and see if.
What if these were weird tattoos based on astrological signs and I rolled astrology?
I think absolutely. Given that you know that the true essence of the blobby thing is a howling void.
Yeah, and I know what star sign runs counter to blobby voids.
Yeah, exactly.
So I catch it using that one.
This is really fortunate that you have this background.
I rolled the 2 all day, so I rolled well under my skill.
So you succeed in shifting just ever so slightly, and the blob is contained within the appropriate astrological tattoo, as you always intended for it to be.
Exactly.
Your body, you feel the life return to your limbs, and you are good to go now. However, Sir Fauci is still sinking into the floor.
Well, this isn't good.
Fauci, time to get housey.
All right, I'm not sort of trying to climb out of the floor here.
All right. Appropriate skill check, and you are free to go.
Cool. I'm just rolling skill again. No, I'm not free to go.
All right, you sink into the floor up to your waist.
I'm gonna go over and put out my hand near where the floor looks weird. Like, is there a visual differentiation in the floor?
Oh, 100% covered with a thin slick of see-through
Cool. I'm gonna go up to the edge of this thin slick of see-through snot. Woo! And hold my hand out to Fauci.
Excellent. On your next check, then you're gonna get like a -2, to whatever your roll is because you're being helped.
Cool. Yeah, I made it that time.
Fantastic. Thrawn wraps around you with a mottled blue arm and pulls you with a kind of sucking sound from the void.
And the second sound is me. I go.
Yes.
The void
That's
is
what I
silent.
figured.
The void is
Yeah.
silent.
Yeah. Thrawn apparently has moonlighted doing some Foley work. You can write Foley 1.
You almost went through the void.
Wow. Imagine.
Next
time together we should go through the void.
Should go through the void sometime soon.
Thanks for that. You still have the dough?
Yeah, it's right here.
It's
Okay.
like Moana. You can see it on the tattoo.
Okay, yeah, sure. It's like Moana if you think about it.
Yeah, if you think about it, it's like Moana. And you know what? They fought a rock in that thing. If you think about it.
Yeah. I haven't seen this movie.
Oh, it's really good.
Just to give you
What else can I say but you're welcome? Hey, there are a couple doors in there. I feel like at this point, I don't know how many of these things there are.
It was just the 2, I think they said.
Did they?
Yes.
There's a whole lot more doors. I feel like we should probably just open them all up to check.
All right. Want to open all of them at once?
Okay.
Yeah, there's no. We're gonna speed run the rest of this stuff. Enough
absolutely.
speeding around. We need a sandwich.
You did it.
So there's 2 other doors in this main space we're in.
There's this one and this one. We'll call this one the north door, and this one will be called the east door.
Cool. I'll take the north door if you want to take the east door.
Yeah.
All right.
And remember to jump. Like you want to do like a stab. I'm not a sword person. You're a sword person. But what you want to do is this, and I make a sword stab while jumping back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, a completely valid school of sword fighting.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do the north door first. The north door. The north door appears to be a storeroom. There are root vegetables on shelves that line the room, and there are many bundles of dried herbs hanging from the ceiling. There are also some mushrooms. They're on the shelves too.
Was I doing that one?
Yeah, you're north door.
Oh, that's what I saw. Oh man, I'm gonna. Ooh. How do you feel about mushrooms?
Sounds good.
They grow out of rocks if you think about it.
If you think about it.
I'm gonna go grab some of those mushrooms.
All right, great.
Stick them in the pouch.
Roll 1d4 for how many mushrooms you get.
3. We call that the Jian Shim maneuver right there.
Mm-hmm.
Picking up mushrooms.
Pom, 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 pom. Boom. All right. In the east door, you open it up and it appears to be a linen closet. But there is a diminutive fairy here that angrily shouts at you, "Hey, close the door!" as soon as you open it.
I closed the door. I
They
think
say-
it's the restroom.
Muffledly through the door. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. My bad. Yeah, I head back over to Thrawn.
Okay, well, I mean that's pretty good. Hey, there were 3 more doors in the other room.
All right. Well, I guess we open those 3 next.
Yeah, well, we'll open all 3 at the same time.
Yeah, it
Really
seems doable.
use a different color probably for things that move around, but I didn't. So I just drew an X through the blobby thing so you can see that they are indeed dead.
Perfect.
Yeah. The floor is still impacted by the recent presence of the blobby things. But you notice that Well, actually, you don't notice anything yet.
I have good awareness. If we'd like, I can see if I notice anything.
Certainly.
Cool. Yeah, I rolled a 6. That's under my total of 8. So.
All right. You notice that if you're walking on a floor that has slime from a blobby thing, that as long as you keep moving and don't stop, you are fine.
Okay, cool. Well, it looks like if we keep moving, we don't stop, we'll be fine.
That's good to know. I can keep on moving.
All right, so we're going to go through this door right here as fast as possible.
All right. Okay. Let's see. We got a rather large room. Like that. Okay. All right, you appear to be in a storeroom. There are neat shelves of mundane items that are very neatly organized. A fairy has set up shop here and welcomes you as soon as you open the door. They say, "Welcome. I'm so glad that you're able to come today. Like, please browse carefully."
Yeah, we've got to keep on going as quick as
anything...
possible. So just keep it moving as fast as we can.
Yeah, we're speed running.
The fairy says, of course, and settle in behind a makeshift desk that they've set up in the middle of the storeroom.
Yeah, what do we got here? Is there anything that we need to be able to trade you an item for, or what do you got for good?
So I have this, and then they reach behind them and they pull out this burlap sack. And I'm only asking 38 gold pieces for it.
Ooh, that's good. I only have silver pieces because that's the default currency in Troika.
Oh, sure. Yes. I also accept silver. That's totally fine. I only 380 silver pieces.
Oh, so there is an exchange rate. Okay.
To part with us. Yeah.
Hey, well, let me convert my character over into a game that uses gold standard real quick and then convert back, and then I should have more money. Hold on just 1 second.
They smile blithely at you.
Anything besides the burlap sack? Because I already have this, and I hold up my burlap sack filled with stuff.
Certainly. Okay. I can see that you are an appreciator of burlap sacks. So sorry to waste your time. I also have this, and they hold up what appears to be an extremely ordinary hammer, and I can part for this for the low price of 78 gold pieces. 780 silver pieces, excuse me.
Okay,
awesome.
But it doesn't have a blade on it.
No, it's just a hammer.
Okay,
appears
we're
to
only
be just
interested
like a
in
claw
swords.
hammer.
Let's keep going. Anything else?
All right.
Do you have any rocks?
I do have I do have a smooth stone taken from a river not too far from here. They place a unassuming gray stone in front of you, and this is only going to cost you a paltry 832 silver pieces.
Oh, I like that. I like the sound of that. Okay. I have did not roll yet. Hold on. I have 6 silver pieces.
I have 2d6. I was like, oh, oops, I should probably actually roll that, huh? Cool.
But I also have this. Put the herbs and spices in their face.
The fairy is visibly dismayed and said, "I'm so sorry. I invite you, of course, to browse and to perhaps dream a dream of when you can come back and exchange some silver for our
things. Do you buy things?
I am interested in making in acquisitions. Yes.
How about this? And I hold out this vial of swirling, milky. You can't quite tell if it's a liquid or a dust the way it's all set up. Tell you what, don't have too much, but try a little taste and tell me what you think that's worth.
I am very interested in the vial, but I am not at all interested in its contents.
Oh, well, I guess drink the contents then, and then you have the vial.
Oh, I see. No, thank you. If you wish to drink the contents and come back to discuss the trade of the empty vial, I'd be very happy to accommodate you.
Oh, no, I like if it's not worth wasting it. So let me ask you and I look around real quick, just take kind of things in really quickly. Mm-hmm. I was like, are you just selling garbage?
Garbage? Hardly. No, this is the finest shop dealing in absolutely ordinary and mundane items that exists in the the nearby lands.
And so,
Like
so out of character, as I look around, they're selling garbage.
No, it's a container store. Walk into the container store.
Nothing said so far dissuades me from my question. Are they selling garbage?
Out of character,
like
I would consider
store?
many of these objects to be garbage, especially considering the prices that the shopkeeper has offered.
I don't know. Those were good prices.
Yeah, but they, yes.
Look, as somebody who works at the container store, at container store, if you want me to change my mind, come at me with that sponsorship money. We'll start having container store plugs, and every single time somebody finds a dungeon in our room, we will link out to the appropriate container store project that is similar.
I think it'd be
to
so fun to like have like specific item numbers and just to be intimately familiar with the entire container store catalog.
Yeah,
to the point that you could like differentiate.
I would 100% do that with. I would commit to doing that with the container store or IKEA. Either one.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all come out with that sponsorship for the actual play. We'll start working in that content. Cool.
If you're out there and you have a connection, you know what to do.
I'll tell you what. How much would you give me for this? And I take out my pocket sand.
Your pocket sand. The fairy places their hand on their chin and thinks very carefully and says, absolutely ordinary and unremarkable sand. I will give you 30 gold pieces for that.
I mean, given the disparity between gold and silver that we've already established in this world,
yeah, that's a really good deal.
I'll give you half of this sand.
15 gold pieces, and we have an accord.
Thanks. And I reach out my hand to shake this very small. And so,
yeah, the fairy is visibly pleased with the acquisition of the sand, which they are now carefully arranging into a dish on the table where they have the rest of their wares that they're offering you.
Excellent. Hey, you should get that over at Fauci.
No, I'm good. I'll just go back upstairs if I need sand.
Shh.
Oh, right.
All right. Well, I guess thanks. There's no bloblins in here.
There do not appear to be.
Have you seen or are you a bloblin? And remember, you have to tell us.
The fairy looks somewhat affronted, but says, "I assure you that I am nothing but an honest fairy trying my very best to bring the delight of ordinary objects to all through my wide selection and extremely fair prices."
Damn, everyone has this feel here.
Look, I'll always be spieling. That's what I say. I roll I roll my second sight to just make sure this fairy is not a bloblin. What do I see?
You see that the fairy. Hold on a second.
Uh-oh.
Since you're using second sight here.
Yeah, I figured this might actually showcase something about the setting, which is more of my reason for using it. Rather than just showcasing Keegan and Mai's excellent jackassery, we could actually be.
Yeah, the fairy is utterly featureless in their head. Their body is wet, and their arms are very long. Their legs are invisible. However, they are clad in hodgepodge clothing. But they are what they appear to be, a fairy.
Excellent. All right, that tracks.
All right, well, there's 2 more doors left, and there's 2 of us.
Yeah, what if we each open one at the same time?
Yeah, that seems like a deal. Let's sprint across the bloblin again.
All right. As you approach these doors, you know that one of them carries a carved motif of a lion's face, and that the other one carries an intricately carved and twining vines of a marshland.
All right, which one?
I got dibs on the lion door.
You got lion. I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah,
right.
Just like we say the same thing as we open these doors.
Yep.
In 3, 2, 1.
Get out of here!
Sandwiches forever. Get out of here.
Yeah.
You simultaneously discover that both doors are locked.
Well,
I use
it seems-
I use my key on their door first.
The key does not fit.
huh.
I use my second sight on these doors.
You notice that the locks are inlaid into copper plates that are set on the doors, and they have astrological motifs.
I use my astrology on these doors.
All right.
I've rolled a 3.
Okay. You recognize the constellation on the lion door as
This door's a Leo.
Yep. It's a very commonly known fairy constellation of the leaping lion. And then you notice on the marsh door that it is the constellation of the Green Man.
I thought it was an Aquarius because it was water sign, but as I look closer, looks like it's the Green Man.
Oh, that's a classic.
Yeah. Classic. If you're born in February, you're a Green Man sign.
Yes.
Is there gonna be any insight? Do I think these are only openable certain times, or do I think we just don't have the key to these things?
Oh yeah. It's clear that you just don't have the key to these doors.
Okay. After a lot of reflection, after a lot of research, here's what I've come to the conclusion. We ain't got these keys.
That makes sense because we don't have keys for them.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have the key for these, right?
No.
Okay. Hold on real quick. I run back across the mucus thing. I was stick my head in, talk to the wet barrier. Hey, you got keys for these doors out here?
Oh, I'm afraid that you're probably going to have to speak to the dweller of the house or their reedy associate. If you want to open those doors.
The reedy
I don't know when the
associate
last
is
time
not
those doors
very
were
helpful.
opened.
Reedy associate not helpful. Dweller, don't we have to wait till the morning to talk to them?
That is what the reedy associate said.
Hey, we might have to wait till tomorrow for this.
Well, look, it looks like if we can't get through the door, what are the chances the blobs got through the door?
I mean, I don't. If you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
and I hate to feel any sort of conflict between us as close as we've become. The stuff that just came out of your face, when that stuff gets coated all over the ground, they just slide right through it.
Yeah.
So I don't know that the laws of reality that bind us to this dimensional plane and keep us from going through floors and walls applies to them in the same way.
Do you think if we sunk down low enough, we could just go under the doors?
You know, I'm not going to say that I haven't thought about it.
Well, we've done our. Let's go make a sandwich first.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I guess we can make it's keto. We can take one of these mushroom tops, cut it in half, warm it up on some of those embers, kind of like a bun. There are a couple other root vegetables in there we could grab. Put
You
the
have
herbs
the
and
dough
spices
in your
on.
tattoo now.
Yeah, I don't know that we want to eat that dough.
I mean, how would we know? We haven't tried it yet.
That's true. All right.
I mean, worst case scenario, we sink through the floor, which, I mean,
That's the plan. I guess.
sounds like
you know
our
what?
plan.
When you're right, and I love it. All right, so we're gonna go up. We're gonna stoke the embers in the oven,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna squirt this dough back out. My tattoo.
Okay. So I'm assuming that you fan the embers of the oven to get it hot enough to bake with, and that you squirt the dough out of your tattoo into the oven. All right.
How many times have you said squirt the dough out of your tattoo?
You have found a thing that you want to do that I did not anticipate.
You're welcome.
Fantastic. All right. Doesn't seem like this would require a skill check because like once you've made dough, you just bake it until it's done.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
form might matter. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Like, but I mean, I'm fine with a flatbread in this situation. Now we're not looking for anything fancy.
But it's like even if you like don't shape your dough very well, like you still come up with
You
something
still get bread
that you can eat like afterwards. It just might be like really dense or,
yeah.
Maybe you didn't let the blobby things rise. I don't know.
Right. But if you're
overproofed blobby things,
you still get bread though.
Yeah, you still get bread. Okay. So we're just going to say you get a loaf of bread, but it is evening by the time the bread emerges from the oven. You can tell because the window well is now like pitch black.
I'm so hungry. Also, let's talk about the physics of the fact that we're inside a giant stump. It's obviously not on the same plane of existence, but the sun's still set.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Like, I mean, I think about that kind of thing because I've seen a lot.
Yeah,
Like,
it's interesting.
My dead eyes have beheld things that no man was meant to see.
Yeah.
Adrift the Tardian reached beyond Saturn, I bore witness to Protean horrors of the Titans of Chaos and stared with wonder into at the legion of ruined Gomorrahs and rebellious Nephilim and suffered at the peril of my immortal soul. The siren's allure of alien Atlantean history. I returned alive, but not unchanged.
Right. So it's interesting, given all that we didn't even discuss the fact that we're just in like a small tree stump right now.
I mean, we mentioned it early on, but the fact that it's still impacted by the normal passage of time, it's kind of surprising.
Yeah.
I mean, just from an astrological relevance standpoint, it captures my imagination.
Oh, very good. All right.
And no other theories have come into this space while we've been cooking in here. Now that it's evening, like no servitors have been like, "What the hell are you doing in my kitchen?"
It's actually it's funny that you mentioned that because like while you're waiting for your bread to cook, the Reedy associate does pass through the kitchen, coming in through the door that you did not enter and then going out the other one. And they seem to be communicating furtively but sternly with unseen laborers. And then they're gone.
Did you get that suit taken care of yet?
The Reedy associate makes no reply to you. They are entirely engrossed in their conversation and giving directions to the laborers that they are speaking to.
Wait, so there's been people in this kitchen the whole time?
I think they were in a door we didn't go through. So like we hear him go into another room and yell at people.
What you see is the Reedy associate like bending down, clearly in conversation. You don't see who they are talking to, but you recognize from the little snips and snatches of conversation that you're able to overhear that they're having a conversation about work that needs to be done.
So after he leaves, after we pull out the dough, I'm gonna go open up that other door and be like, "Hey, you guys hungry? Because making a sandwich.
We got bread."
The associate says, you are welcome, of course, to like make whatever repast you may. We have already eaten. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I mean,
you didn't think to share that with?
Yeah,
that's fine. It's fine. We won't hold it against you.
I mean, you say we can use whatever we want. I'm not critiquing here, but our options for ingredients were barley, oats, rye, root vegetables, mushrooms, herbs, spices. Don't get me wrong. Love the herbs and spices. And ice, which don't get me wrong. That coppery tang. Nom 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 nom. What other options were there? Did we miss something?
Of course, I can have some refreshments made for you if that is necessary.
Oh yeah, can I get a sandwich? Can I get a sandwich?
Oh, certainly. Shall I have it taken to your room?
Just have them bring it to the kitchen. That's where we are right now.
We're in the kitchen.
Okay. All right. Momentarily. And then they depart.
Damn, we could have just asked for one this whole time. We didn't even have to go down there.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of theoretically did also too, but you know,
ours will be better.
All right. As you remove your bread from the oven, a cat-like fairy comes skittering into the kitchen, carrying a tray with a bell over the top of it. They unveil 2 sandwiches that have been prepared. They look to be bacon, lettuce, tomato sandwiches, but there's no avocado.
Wow.
Where did you make this?
Yeah, that's my first question. We're in the kitchen.
They give a short little bow and then skitter back out.
All right, no one here is very talkative, are they?
Yeah. Have you ever been to like a place where there's like the common kitchen that no one leaves their food in, and then there's like other kitchens that people use where they actually keep their food?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's like that. I wonder if this is like the college like dorm kitchen. You know,
Maybe it's upstairs.
yeah. And so like part of it is there's food in the dorm kitchen, but it's just a bunch of barley, oats, and rye that some weirdo on the 3rd floor is using to make homebrew in their closet.
Okay, yeah. That checks out.
Yeah, if you think about it. I think I'm just gonna eat the sandwich we made at this point.
Yeah. If we're still hungry now, we have the second one.
Yeah, like we just keep these for later.
100% makes sense.
So we're gonna eat our
You're gonna eat your void sandwich.
void sandwich made of. Yeah, we're gonna like on the edge of the oven. Like we tossed those mushrooms down so they would get a little warm, mixed in the herb spices. Kind of cooked it. It's a little bit drier than we probably want because there was no real oil of any kind that we found.
Sure. Yeah.
But like we'll just put that on. Make a little bit of a flatbread. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a cracker kind of.
A mushroom, 11 herbs and spices, void sandwich.
Yeah. All right. Are you eating that now?
Of course.
Yeah, we're hungry.
Starving.
Certainly. All right. Well, both of you gain D4 stamina from eating.
Okay. And then how much stamina did we lose for eating void
sandwich? And like you feel like slightly disjointed from the world that you see around you, which might have consequences later, or might not.
I mean, I always feel disjointed from the world around me. I've seen a lot
because
of
your eyes have seen. Yeah. But we're not sinking through the floor.
You're not. No.
Interesting. All right. So we got a belly full of void. Is it nourishing? Do we feel less full than we felt before?
I actually don't know how you feel. But like, I will say your bodies physically feel a little bit better. They do feel also a little bit clammier.
It's the goblin taking over.
Yeah.
Just like and you can't shake the feeling of something is certainly off in what you have done, but there don't appear to be any ill effects right now.
You know, as a cursed astral miner, I usually feel disjointed, and I usually feel pretty clammy, and I usually feel pretty out of place. But also, right now, I just feel kind of icky. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You ever get the icks?
Yes.
I just got a lot of really hard ick right now. Anyways, we should probably turn in for the night. Did you ever see the sand dude? Where's he at? What's that about?
I don't know. Maybe he's back in the bedroom.
We should probably go check.
Skitter over there.
All right. I'm on the wrong page. So you head back to the guest bedroom, and you notice that many of the things that were strewn out of the bed have been packed into the chest, which has been set at the foot of the bed. But nobody else is there right now.
All right. I guess he's not here now. He wasn't here earlier. He's cleaned up. So he must have stopped by the room and then left again.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on the door real quick. I gotta top off my pocket sand.
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna go open the trunk.
Sure. Sure.
Reach into the corner. Re-up my pocket
certainly.
sand.
Yeah. Can you just go ahead and like, I'm going to make you do like a search skill, like at this point, because the sand is much diminished from you having gone through it before.
I rolled at my skill, so we're good.
You at your skill, so you find not as much sand as you did before, but you're able to scrape together like about half of the amount that you found before.
That's the perfect amount for topping off the amount that I've lost. So.
Yeah, about half. So it's really like you're like tilting the chest and like getting all the sand into the corner and clawing it out. It takes you like a little bit, but you get it.
Cool. All right. I don't know where this guy is. It seems a little weird.
I'd like him to come back so I could maybe get some pocket sand to sell.
Oh, dude, if you want this sand, I got you.
No, it's fine. I'll just wait till he comes back and we can just take it from him.
Yeah. Also, it seems weird if this is all of our room to just like go to sleep because I have not met this guy. I mean, you and I get along great, right?
Yeah,
it's
but
like
what if he's like a dick?
It's like we finish each other's
sandwiches.
Exactly what I was gonna say. And even though those sandwiches make us feel weird, I feel I'm gonna sleep soundly tonight because of you, but I don't know who this guy is.
I mean, how bad could the Sandman be when we go to sleep?
Do you think like that's the thing? Like as you say, the Sandman. I remember old Astro Mariner legends about the Sandman. Do you think we have to go to sleep for him to show up?
Yeah, I think that's probably how that works.
All right. That seems pretty weird.
Let's do it.
All right. You have a full night's of sleep. I'm assuming you're both going to sleep at the same time. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is exactly the same time. Like it's one of those
exactly.
Like, we're having late night conversations. It's giddy. Everyone's laughing. Then all of a sudden, like we both just pass out at the same time.
It's just been such a long day, and you fall asleep
on my pile of swords.
Yeah, and you're slightly disturbed in the early morning hours by rustling and bumping noises. As you awake in the morning, it seems like a third person is in the room and they're just like making their final preparations to like leave the room for the day. They're gathering like a couple of things like into a satchel. They have 4 arms, you notice, and they're wearing like a voluminous set of fine clothes.
So where did you get the fine clothes from?
They turn and look at you and wave at you with one of their arms in what is not an unfriendly manner.
It worked.
Yeah, I told you that's how it worked.
Oh.
So they got you fine clothes because they won't get them for us.
The traveler like holds their clothes with 2 of their arms and then makes a bow with the other 2 to indicate these are my clothes.
The universal sign for these are my clothes.
Yeah.
Good to meet you. And I go over to shake his hand, and I'm
trying to choose which hand.
Well, I'm trying to figure out if I should use 2 hands to shake his 2
right hands.
You shake half of my hands when you shake hands. Should I shake half of his hands?
Sure. The traveler answers this question by grasping your outstretched hand with one hand and then folding all their other hands around it and giving it like a warm up and down salutation.
Awesome. Did you
do you know where the sand is?
Yeah.
They make a gesture over their shoulder as if to say, I come from an extremely sandy place and it always follows me no matter what I do.
That is the universal signal for that. That makes sense. Okay.
Yes. You're both having a very easy time understanding the gesture language of the traveler from a sandy place.
So I don't know if you got a chance to look around much, stay out of the bedrooms. But have you encountered a bloblin?
The traveler like places their hands together and then folds their other arms around them and shudders, and then takes a step backwards.
Yeah, I understand that you're probably afraid of the bloblins. Yeah. I get that.
Hey, I have a question, and just let me know if this is insensitive. But you have 4 arms, but only 2 legs. It looks like. Why do you have so many socks?
The traveler makes like kind of a shrugging, laughing motion, and then just picks up socks and then hugs them to themselves.
That makes sense. I've been there.
Yeah, because you'd think mittens, and that's just kind of the stereotypical.
You would think. You would think.
That's the kind of stereotypical mindset of a lot of people in this world. But I love that you just love socks.
Yeah, it's really nice that your characters are so culturally sensitive. The traveler at this moment like picks up their satchel and slings it over their shoulder, and then makes a "follow me" kind of gesture, and then heads out of the room.
Are you going up to the thing?
There's some doors downstairs we were hoping to get through. We heard you might have the key for them.
The traveler steps backwards, doesn't turn all the way towards you, but then just repeats the "come follow me" gesture.
It's like a walking
shrugs.
and talking thing. We're doing a classic West Wing walk and talk here.
Yeah.
out on the Astro Mines, that's pretty much all we had to watch was the West Wing box set. We didn't even have the last season, so we don't know how it ended.
Also missing season 1, so you never bet.
I love that show. I just love a fast, clippy dialogue.
Oh man, West Wing and dialogue writing is what gets me on your average. West Wing is so sharp.
Oh, it's true.
But I mean, it's also like a lot of the stuff Sorkin does. Like that's whether I'm super engaged in the series or not. Like I'm down for any episode of it individually because of the dialogue.
Yeah, if it comes on, I'm not turning it off.
Right. Especially when you're stuck on an asteroid mine.
100%.
Adrift in the Tardian Reach, beyond Saturn, a shoeborn witness to Protean horrors.
Yeah.
Because it's either watching the Protean horrors or watching West Wing or Eddie Sorkin drama. And that's the choice.
Yeah.
But we're walking and talking about
100%.
keys.
Right.
And...
You go up the stairs, and
so is this not your first time? You know what's up?
What?
To the guy.
Part
of the walk
to
and
the
talk.
guy. So the traveler, like, they're kind of like making signs at you, but you don't really understand what they're saying. These are more intricate and detailed signs that they're making with their hands. They aren't as broad as the greeting signs.
Right. So like you're a pro.
Yeah, I understand what he's saying. They're a pro.
Yeah. The traveler
They've done this
shrugs.
before.
They continue to walk. They take you through beep beep.
This is probably how they do it. Like two new folks, one pro. They show us the ropes. Next time, this is part of how you get new people in, right? Like he's working his way up this scale so that he can get goblinized.
Yeah.
We're at step 1. He's right above us.
Okay. Do you think they'll have breakfast up here?
I don't know. I could use another sandwich though. I mean, we got those other sandwiches as backups. Hopefully they feed us something this time.
Yeah. So the traveler takes you through a cheery room where a fire is crackling. It has 2 armchairs. It is this room right here. Boo, boo, boo. The walls are lined with shelves, which have many, many books. And then they briskly go through the door into a cramped study that has a table in the center of it with lots of star charts and scrolls, both on the table and piled up in the corners. There is an orrery here, but it's not on at the moment. It's not turning. And then they go up the stairs.
Gotcha.
Interesting. The stump goes up from here.
Yeah,
going made some sort of sense to me, but up.
I mean, I guess if you think about it, did we think we came in the top of the stump and then went all the way down?
if you recall, when you were looking at the stump, it seemed to grow a lot taller than you.
This is literal.
And the door appeared in the bottom of the stump.
Right.
So that is what seemed to occur to you.
Right. But I mean, there's an issue of scale here, is what I'm saying. Like, I don't like either. I think either way is reasonable. I think if you thought there was no more stump up, I thought there was more stump up, but I wasn't sure.
Well, it's interesting that the level below us is also wood.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but not the level below that. Then there's the earth.
Yeah.
You know.
I wonder what the scale is here.
That's a great question.
We keep walking.
It's almost like the scale is full of whimsy.
You're I'm gonna label these now. You emerge into like a pale blue light. It's not unpleasant.
Oh no, we're back on page 2. Okay.
All right. You notice to the north that there are some apparatus of like pipes and chimneys. In the center of the room, you see a deep blue pool.
A deep blue something.
with many stars twinkling up out of it. On a stump, gazing fixedly at the pool, there is a fairy. The traveler quickly offers a nod and a salutation to that fairy, and then travels around to the far side of the pool where they sit down, crisscross applesauce, and begin getting things out of their satchel, which they lay in front of them.
You said the other fairy appears on a stump?
Mm-hmm.
So it's
you also notice that there is a small group of 5 to 7 fairies over here in the corner. They appear to be tuning up instruments and offering chit-chat at a muted volume.
So what's interesting?
What's that?
It's just interesting. There's a stump up here, but we're also in a stump.
You think we could go inside that stump also? You think there's stumps all the way down?
Yeah, you appear to be in a mossy garden. It's very lush with pale white flowers. That was the last bit of my description, but I wasn't quite fast in the draw.
That's fine.
I think that fairy's trying to hide the second inner stump from us.
Oh, that makes sense. So I wonder if you have to be at a higher level to go into the inner stump. Like we're at level 1, he's at level 2.
Yeah, he's probably. Hey, traveler, are you allowed in the inner stump?
Traveler offers a quizzical hand gesture. They shake their head and hold their palms out.
So at least level 3. All right, cool.
Okay,
we got it.
Cool.
So probably after this, he'll be able to go into the inner stump. So I'm going to walk up to the star pool, and I am going to look. I'm going to look at the star signs that are in there. I'm specifically looking for the Leo sign, the lion leaping, and I'm looking for the green man sign.
Absolutely. You were able to see the Leo stars, the constellation, deep within the pool. You don't see the green man. You also notice that 2 stars, very bright, are very close to each other.
Almost as if they're about to converge.
Oh, that would make... Okay. Do you think if we reached in, we just get the key from the lion constellation?
Look, I love how inside of each other's heads we are at all times.
All right, you take one of my hands in case I fall in.
Whoa, hold on. I don't want to pull rank here. But I've seen a lot of things.
Yeah, horrors beyond. Okay, I'll hold your hand. You can go in.
Right. Do you have a rope of any sort? Or just hands are fine, but I'm just thinking.
I have a sword.
That seems not ideal.
Tell you
what, hold on. And I look inside my little box for a second and I move a couple things around, then I close it up and I put it back in. All right. Actually, holding my foot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
I'll edge right up to the pool.
This is
As
when
you
the fairies
approach the
all
pool,
lose their
the
minds.
figure on the stump says, "I would ask you, please do not disturb the waters."
Well, we just want the key from the constellation in the water.
Yeah, that one right there.
Ah, you must be referring to the vaults down in the cellar.
Well, yeah, we were told we got to clear them out.
Oh, I have not sensed any presence in those places. Like, they are very secure. I would be surprised. I do still sense a foulness in the house, though.
But here's my question, right? Like, I don't know you. I don't know. You could be the boss here. You're probably at least level 3. We don't want to ruin things off the bat. These things got in here somehow, so somebody didn't see something coming. You know what I'm saying? So just being like, oh, those things are secure. We know it. Like, I mean, the cellar had a lock on it. It was secure, but then they got in there. The vaults have another lock on it. They could be in there also.
Yeah. The fairy nods their head and says, "A fair point. A fair point." So
we're just gonna. I'm just gonna hop in here and get it.
I please, I beseech you, please don't do that. You can find the key down in my bedroom. Like, I'm afraid that I can't take you to it or advise you in its use, but like, I ask that you be careful. Like, those are treacherous rooms and they're locked for a reason.
Yeah, I guess here's the other thing. We were also told not to go in bedrooms.
Certainly you were told not to go in bedrooms only for your own protection, but
right. But you're now telling me to go in a bedroom, which seems like not for my own protection.
I'm only telling you like where the key is that you seek, and that it would be very helpful, like, if you could make certain that our house is rid of the blobby things.
Yeah. Also, I'm a pro at this. Like, I can get in there and get it if you want. Like, right.
Yeah, we'll barely disturb the water.
Certainly. I
certainly.
can't.
All right, and I jump in.
All right, let's. I'm just doing a quick little roll.
Here's the roll I would like to make, unless there's a need to test my luck or there's an opposed roll.
Sure.
I would like to offer piloting as my roll.
If you think about it, it is piloting.
If you think about it, this is piloting.
The dweller reaches for you, but is unable to stop you. Hold on just a second.
GM has to write what the hell happens when dumbass jumps in pool.
No. I know exactly what happens to you. I'm a little afraid to say it. All right. Go ahead and test your piloting skill.
I love to hear. I'm afraid to say.
I'm just kind of a new GM, and when drastic things happen, it's a little exciting.
When your players are pushing you to be like, you just go with it.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, test your piloting skill.
I roll at my piloting skill.
Amazing. Okay. You find yourself plummeting through a starry void that is without bounds all around you.
Excellent.
You notice as you fall that there is a place where the stars are obscured, and you steer towards it. You manage to grab onto it as you go past, and with a great deal of scrabbling, you cling to the bottom of what is clearly a stone pathway through space.
I still have you by the ankles.
So I'm going to go ahead and draw where you are. I'm going to go to page 3.
Sick.
And you are on a very narrow stone path.
This is where the goblin door is going to be.
It's about like 2 feet thick. You are here. It extends.
So here's my question, and whatever the answer is fine. It's fine no matter what.
Yeah.
Am I standing on this stone path with a hand around my ankle, or am I laying on this stone path with my feet stretching across eternity?
Okay, so you clung to it and then were able to pull yourself onto the bottom of it, and you can stand up. You're standing on a stone path upside down from the very small circle of light where you fell.
Okay, but my question is, what is the relationship between
To my
Fauci's
arm.
hands and my feet?
Oh, wait, did you grab him as he went
Yes.
in?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I can have fallen.
I'm fine
through
with
them.
both
I'm
of
cool
us
with that.
falling in. I'm
Yeah.
fine with my feet
You know,
being
I don't-
stretched across a void of space.
Let's see. Yeah, that's a good question. Like, I didn't realize
Yeah.
you were both falling.
We're-
you both had an
dumb.
opportunity to like to climb, to like
I-
grab onto this stone path, because like you were able to navigate to it. So, like, I think that what can happen is that you can just pull yourself up, or you can let go and continue to fall. Your legs are kind of like hanging over the side. Like, imagine like a little, like a narrow
so like
path,
I
and you're
grabbed
just
it.
like,
I'm falling through space. I grabbed it. Yeah. So like, I like maybe the idea of like Thrawn is like falling, and like Fauci, you feel like that on the other side. Like I'm falling. Like it's almost as if I would have flipped around numerous times by now. Like you can feel that downward motion still. Then all of a sudden I stop.
Yeah, I'll just pull myself through.
Holding on.
all right, you're both there now. You're both
Cool.
on this narrow path that extends to both sides, and you can't see far enough to see where it goes.
Okay, well here's the good news, bad news.
Okay, Thrawn, I have a theory real fast.
Okay.
This isn't a key.
Well, it could be a really big stone key.
Oh, maybe we shrunk again.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What was good news, bad news?
Did I say good news, bad news?
You did.
Oh, it was just bad news. Here's good news, bad news. Okay. Good news, we're here.
Yeah.
We made it. Bad news, I have a general sense of where we are in the universe, but no idea how to get back.
Okay, cool. Well, good news, no more bloblins then.
Oh, man, I love how we are just always able to bring the best out of each other.
All right, so do we go this way or that way?
I want to use astrology to navigate which direction we should go on this path. This is why, like, my character, like, again, totally random. I hit one thing for a character. This is the first one that popped up. Totally beautifully designed for this exact scenario, and I love it. Yeah, I would like to use astrology to try to figure out which way I think is forward on this path.
All right, tell me if you succeed.
1, 4, yes.
All right. Reading the stars, you can tell that going this way will take you to indescribable riches, and going that way will take you to relative safety.
I mean, indescribable riches.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if it's just one, I mean, we can always go this way for a while, get some riches, and then go that way.
Yeah.
Because obviously, no matter where we go, this way is always this way, and that way is always that way.
Yeah,
of course.
That's how this and that work.
Yeah. And I mean, worst case scenario, there's always the other way. I just point down off the path.
You do have a third option. Yeah. All right. So you travel along the path, and after some time, you come to a simple rectangular platform.
Good thing we brought those sandwiches with us.
Yeah.
Where you can see there's a clawed pedestal holding something up ahead of you.
All right, claws. Claws come from lions. That's
Before you get
lions.
there, you notice that a dissonant whooshing has like grown all around you since you arrived in this place. And you feel compelled to walk off into the stars to become one with them.
Not the first time I've felt that.
But you may test your luck right now to see if you don't.
All right.
Can I say something, Kyle? You are better at using the test your luck feature than almost any Troika GM I've played with.
Oh,
Now, that might be part of the setting, being a place where that creates better existential opportunities for you to do it. That's very much possible. However, it's still a credit to you. So,
well, thank you.
like, either way, I love the fact that test your luck comes up far more common in this than any other Troika adventure I've played through.
I have successfully tested my luck.
Fantastic.
I did also.
Oh, very good. You're able to resist the allure of the stars song, and you make it onto the platform successfully.
Not for the first time. Not for the first time.
It's
One
the
day.
pull of the void. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now it's clear what is being held in the clawed embrace of the pedestal. Please stand by.
Please
I'm
stand by.
I'm just thinking. I know I've seen this before. It looks like.
Oh, yes. It's a toadstool. And you notice that it is a toadstool that appears delicate beyond description. Like, it seems like if you don't handle it extremely carefully, it would just dissolve into dust.
Hey, we should handle that extremely carefully.
Or it'll dissolve into dust. I was just thinking that.
Exactly what I
While
was
you
thinking.
look at it, you also notice that it is glistening and covered in dew.
I wonder if that's some of that Mountain Dew that people always talk about.
Interesting. So if we got, I know this is an indescribable rich, so we should get it. But be careful.
Yeah. I mean, even the powder of indescribable riches is still pretty good.
It's describable rich, then probably, right? Okay. Yeah, I'll get it.
Do you have something to put it in besides your rustic?
No, I don't think you understand, Tony. I have swords.
Is that it? You just have. I've got so much stuff on my character sheet.
Excellent.
Do you want me to put it in here? And I take out my box. I look inside of it. What are the dimensions of this thing? How big is it? You say it's about 6 inches square, 8 inches deep, a little bit smaller than that.
Yeah, it's about that.
I could put it in here.
Okay, yeah, I'll trust you.
Okay, which one of you takes it?
I think Fauci picked it up, and Thrawn is putting it in his box. So
yeah,
okay.
You know, we're maximizing our ability to screw this up.
Fauci, all of the rest of your items, at the moment that you collect the mushroom, they leap out of your backpack and off your person, and they're all running away from you. And the mushroom is also doing this.
Okay, I gotta get those swords. I'm chasing my 6 swords down.
Okay, just make a simple skill check.
Yeah.
I'll chase the mushroom, I guess.
Cool. Yeah, I got
Also
the
a
swords.
simple skill check.
I was successful.
Despite like the absolute deafening clamor of 6 swords attempting to run away from you, you are focused and you narrowly manage to rescue them from careening over the edge into the void. They are calmed once you touch them.
Cool. No, my sandwich. It's gone.
Oh no, my sandwich. I'm running after that mushroom. Is it like headed towards the edge or just running away from us?
It's just running away from you, so it's going further back down the path.
I'm just chasing it.
Okay. All right. Fauci, do you follow?
Yeah.
Thrawn? Okay.
I have all my swords back.
As you traverse the path, like which goes on before you for quite some time, the song of the stars once again becomes so loud in your ears, and you again cannot think of anything except throwing yourself into the void. Go ahead and test your luck.
Go through the void one of these days.
I'm good.
I'm good.
All right. You stop up your ears and you book it after that mushroom, and you make it safely to finally a platform with a single ladder emerging from it.
Is the mushroom there?
The mushroom has reached the ladder and is trying to climb it.
Good luck, mushroom.
Pick it up.
If you try and grab it, since it's trying to climb a ladder, you'll get a +1 to
what I actually do while it's climbing the ladder, like it's a mushroom, so I imagine it's going slower. I didn't roll horribly on my first skill roll. I just didn't make it to try to catch it. I'm just going to take my box and flip it upside down over it and let it climb up into my box.
Oh, excellent. You succeed. Yep, it's in there. Hold on a second. I got to see something else.
Well, I've seen a lot of things. My eyes have beheld things that no man was meant to see. Adrift the Tardian reach beyond the rings of Saturn, I bore witness to Protean horrors of the Titans of Chaos, and stared into the cold wonder at the legion ruined Grimoires and rebellious Nephilim, and suffered at the peril of my immortal soul, the siren's allure, the alien of Atlantean heathendry. I returned alive but not unchanged, but I have never seen a runaway mushroom before in my life.
It's interesting.
All right.
One more thing to the list.
You successfully have ensnared this mushroom in your box.
Awesome.
Okay, now we just have to get out of here.
Should we climb up this thing? Relative safety this way?
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, we jumped in here to find that star sign.
True.
We didn't, but also it occurs to me all of a sudden that guy was like, the key's in my room.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't make sense when we did it, but I had to know it was in the pool.
I think, again, right.
Safe brain cell.
Because also, like, what if he wasn't telling the truth? What if it was the other key? Who knows? Like one, I could see one here. I couldn't see the other one. Maybe that's the one in his room.
Well, yeah, and maybe this was the secret to like getting level 3 or 4 of the.
Oh man, we could rock it up.
Goblin program.
I mean, the Traveler seems nice, but like maybe we could,
But like he's not a goblin.
Not yet.
Yeah. He only knows so much. We're saying this as we're climbing.
This is a climb and rhyme, not a walk and talk.
No, totally. It's because it's such a tall ladder that you have time to say all of these things, and you're still climbing. After climbing for like what seems a very, very large amount of time, you arrive at a trapdoor above you.
I knock on it.
There's no response.
Keegan,
that's some perfect screen positioning right now that you got going on with that crown.
Oh, it is really quite beautiful. One sec, there we go.
Okay, cool. I push it up and open.
It is locked.
I try the key.
It is still locked.
I shoot it with my pistol.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do that as like a roll under pistol skill.
Okay. No, it just goes off into the void of space. Like I'm trying to hit that keyhole right there, and it's right next to the edge, and I just.
Yeah, that seems difficult to do with a gun. 1 sec, I'm from behind you with the sword.
Excellent. Roll under your opening trapdoors with sword skill.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That seems like sword fighting to me.
It does. Yeah. You're sword fighting a door. It's actually marginally easier, so you can take a +1 bonus.
Cool. I got a 2. So.
All right. Fantastic. So you succeed somehow in unlocking the door with the point of a sword.
Yeah, I just poke it and then sort of twist the sword, and it's not
kind of like one of those, like at the Container Store, how they have some containers where you press a button and then the seal breaks, and then you can put all of your foodstuffs inside, and then store them inside a refrigerator or other cool and dark place to preserve them in freshness.
That is the Container Store pop lid container, everyone.
And you you notice that like the door opens, but it seems like there's like something on top of it, but the something that's on top of it doesn't seem very heavy, but it is awkward and no light is emerging from like the door.
Oh, the door isn't so bad. It's just like an OXO container.
Oh, yeah. I've gotten through some of those in my time.
That's what it's called.
I did Google. Cool. Why don't we just push that door and climb up?
All right. This is just like you need to make a check to do this only because it needs a little bit of strength to like navigate the awkwardness of whatever's on top of the door.
All right. Well, Thrawn, you're canonically ahead of me on this ladder, so you can be cool.
That's true. I mean, there are two sides to every ladder when it's just going up into the void of space, but
It's true. You could get on the back
I
of
will
it, I
climb
suppose. You could
over you.
climb in tandem, like each of you on one side of the ladder.
and then we
that's
could
true.
push up together.
Yeah.
Our strength combined. Along with the power of friendship, but I do roll at my skill.
Fantastic. You were able with a not a small effort, but also not a very great effort to push open the trap door. And you seem to be underneath a carpet that you can see the edge of it.
Do I recognize the carpet?
Well, you're looking at the bottom of the carpet, so it's hard to recognize
Or so
anything.
as I look out beyond the edge of the carpet, like does it look like a wooden floor?
It's a wooden floor
Is it
beyond
the
the
same,
edge of the
same
carpet.
grain as the wood that's made up the rest of the tree stump?
Yes, it is an oak and wood polished to like a medium shine.
Awesome. It's the medium shine that really tips their hand every
Yes.
single time. we're just gonna like,
Get her out from under the carpet.
Yeah. Now that you've skittered out from under the carpet, you can see where you are. You are in what appears to be a bedroom.
Oh, shit.
There's a large
Oh,
four-poster bed. We're on page 1, by the way.
Ah.
Okay. Let's see. Let me draw the floor plan for you here real fast. We got a little... Okay. Here's the bed. Here's the rumpled carpet that you've just emerged from and the trapdoor. Over on this wall, there is a simple table with a dish on top of it. And then there is a door right here. And there is, in danger of being tipped over by the rumpled rug, which has astrological motifs, by the way, there's an occasional table that looks like it's being used as a kind of nightstand with a stack of books on it.
I rolled to read those astrological signs.
Oh, sure.
Or unless it's just from the Container Store and doesn't have any sort of astrological significance. That's also an option.
Oh, like on the rug, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was your roll?
I rolled 4 total.
Nicely done. You recognize the constellation of the lion and the constellation of the green man are both present, like in this rug, and that there is also like there are 2 stars like that are close to each other, just as you observed when you looked into the void upstairs.
Interesting.
Wow, this carpet's just like the void upstairs if you think about it.
Yeah, I love voids. Love going
Through
through
'em.
them.
Yeah.
We can all agree that we love the unfeeling vacuum of space.
I love it. It's the best. The things you see out there.
Just keep setting them up. And...
I mean, the guy earlier was the dweller. That's the big muckety muck. This is a big muckety muck type room. I'm gonna look around for those keys.
Okay, certainly.
We're gonna make our way around back to the original plan.
At first, I was very worried because we were in a bedroom. Once I realized I think this is that guy's bedroom, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
we have permission to be here.
You certainly do. So a cursory glance around the room reveals that there is a dish of sand, like on top of the table. 2 figures are walking ponderously across the sand. They seem to be statues of some kind.
Oh, I was going to say you could take this sand, and you can.
There's a small assortment of books that's on the nightstand. And there's a simple but cozy looking bedspread on the bed. There's also a door.
Hey,
There are two doors. There's a small door right here, and then there's a large double door right here.
Okay.
Dumbledores.
Cool. Hey, small little statue dudes in the sand. Do you two have the keys?
They do not respond to you, and their trek across the sand of the dish is unbroken until they arrive at the edge, at which point they turn in what seems to be a random direction and begin walking across the sand again.
Look, I don't think I'm going to disturb them that much if I take their sand.
I mean, yeah.
I'll just save them a trip.
If you destroy their universe, then their trip just gets a whole lot shorter.
Let me just pick one of them up.
And I'll go ahead and start making the stack.
Oh no.
All right. Let's see.
Statues are rocks if you think about it.
Antler Harvest correctly points out statues are rocks if you think about it. And I have thought about it.
Here,
Hey,
we need a few
we
more
should
red
probably stop
tokens for
touching
this
things.
particular encounter. Bear with me.
What were you saying, Keegan?
We should probably stop touching things.
I do believe, just as a general trope, anytime you go into Fairyland in any
touch
sort of
everything.
literature, touching things and eating things is bad. We've done both of
You have
those
done
things.
both.
It's like,
I
hey,
was-
here's two things
When
you
we
don't do.
saw
in
the mushroom
Fairyland.
initially, I was like, we're going to eat it.
Well,
Okay.
we still can.
It's indescribably rich. I don't know. We'll think about it. When we go back to the container store, we'll see how much we can fetch for it.
Just a reminder for everybody that lime is Keegan's character's token, and yellow is Tony's character's token, and red is the figures, and blue is the end of round. Here we go. All right, it is red. The nearest figure to your arm, Sir Fauci, attempts to crawl onto it, and you notice that its arms have become very sharp.
Sick.
This is an opposed check.
Just real fast. I do have armor. I'm not sure how it works.
We'll see.
Cool.
Armor mitigates damage in Troika, so
Okay.
yeah, it doesn't impact like your ability to like succeed at tests, as far as I know. Although I'm new to Troika, kind of, so I could be misreading that. But my understanding is that armor modifies the dice roll when you roll for damage against yourself.
Correct.
Okay, cool. That makes sense.
Yeah. All right. You are rolling to beat a 15.
Cool. That is 11 plus 6. That's 17.
17. All right. You are able to like brush off the figure, and it clatters to the floor. Okay. The other figure is clambering onto your arm now. It's also looking sharp. Opposed check. That's another 15.
That is a 15 from me as well.
Okay. So you're not able to remove the figure from your arm, but you are able to successfully prevent it from entering your body. So
Oh no.
Always a good thing.
it's just clinging there, and you're kind of like holding it, like, but it's just trying to burrow in, and you're just like, not today, or at least not right now. All right. The one that has hit the floor scrambles over to Thrawn and starts crawling up Thrawn's leg. Opposed check. Your number to beat is 10.
I hit 10.
So it grasps onto your leg, but it can't enter your body.
That's also a good thing.
Okay.
Although rocks in the body might not be so bad for
Rocks on the body might not be a bad thing for me.
I've heard your body makes its own rocks if you don't drink enough water.
Ooh,
Or if you drink
let's
water with
hope
the wrong
not.
mineral content.
Correct. Or if you drink too
like
much milk.
too much copper.
All
Too
right.
much copper.
The statue that is clinging to your arm is making another attempt to squirm free. Opposed check. Your number to beat is, let's see, 12.
Which one of us?
Keegan.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Keegan. It's you.
Cool. That
I
is
just pointed
a...
at you and I was like, they can totally see me.
Yeah, I know direction. That's a 16 from me.
16. All right, you're able to flick the statue off and it clatters up against the floor. Gonna go roll damage as if it's unarmed combat.
Okay. Let me switch to that real fast. Unarmed. I rolled a 2, so that's 1 damage.
1 damage. Okay, I'm gonna make a note. Okay. All right.
Tony, what's our luck here?
How many red tokens went in for this one?
8.
Yeah. So
Okay.
they have roughly twice the chance that we do to act, which also means that
Well,
likelihood-
initially they did. Each time one of them draws them,
correct,
our chance gets
but
better.
but there's also a blue token in there that it's just in the round to reset everything back.
Mhm.
In addition to that, which is only 25% of our combined chances to act, also too. And so statistically, we're a little screwed, but you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is their 6th movement now, so
1, 2, 3. Did I do? I think it's their 5th.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't count.
All right. The little figure on your leg is trying to make a hole with its little claws so that it can get into your body.
Sorry,
Opposed
who's
check.
you in this case? Is it me again?
This is
Leg is me.
Thrawn.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay. You need to beat a 16.
Good luck.
This is on 2d6. I need to beat a 16
Correct. With your skills, if they're applicable.
with my skills if they're applicable.
Like you add your skill and any advanced skills that apply.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I have any advanced skills that apply. And I don't. Not that'll get me up to 16. So no, no.
Okay. The small figure bores a little hole in your ankle and is now moving underneath your skin. Take D4 damage.
I have a spacesuit on. It got through the spacesuit and my skin.
Yep. Oh, take D4 damage. What is your spacesuit? Is it light armor?
It's nothing. It's just a spacesuit.
Okay, yeah, it just clawed away straight through and it take
Cool.
D4 damage.
Cool. I was just hoping I could bullshit my way into something better than what I was currently getting. All right. I don't feel good.
Yeah, it's very unpleasant having the statue underneath your skin.
Who would have guessed?
Okay. Green.
Thank God. Okay, I'm pulling out a sword. I'm gonna attack the very tiny statue on the ground.
Good. All right, your number to beat is 9.
5 + 6, that's 11 for me.
All right, roll damage as sword.
Cool. Rolled a 3, sword damage. That's gonna be 6 damage.
Okay, you smash the statue to little tiny bits. They go skittering across the floor. They do not move again.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Next action.
It's gonna be red. I can just feel it.
It is red. This is an opposed check. The figure is trying to move up towards your heart.
Oh no, Tony, you don't want statue heart.
Your number to beat is 13.
Unless I can make an argument that healing is applicable here because I know it's trying to make it to my heart.
You could use healing to fix the hole in your ankle.
No, I'm trying to counter it, right? So that's not.
If you want to counter it, then it's just an opposed skill check.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm like 1 point short, and that's why I was like, unless healing counts in this situation. No.
Okay.
Can I use astrology?
I mean, I thought about second sight also too to be able to see where it's moving in my body.
It moves up through your skin, and it makes its way. So it's about like at your stomach is about where it's at.
Cool.
All right.
Cool.
And
Cool.
take D4 damage to your stamina.
I've got a really bad choice I'm about to make whenever my thing gets drawn.
You're gonna shoot yourself? I can feel it.
No, better than that.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Yellow.
Cool. It's in my It's in my body.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's in my bloodstream.
Yes.
Pop it out like a zip.
I'm going to drink one of these vials
Ah!
of sulfuric I have
Oh no. Okay.
in an attempt to just put us both asleep and hope that by the time I wake up, someone has solved this problem.
Okay. All
I
right.
look-
This is not
I look
an
across.
opposed
I look
check.
across the room at
I got it. I got it.
Fauci and I go, "Look, I've seen a lot of things.
Yeah, just take the potion.
My dead eyes have beheld things no man can see.
I get it.
Drift the
Take
Tony
the
and reached
potion.
beyond Saturday, bore witness to the protean horrors of the Titans of Chaos, stared into cold wonder of the legion of the ruined grimoires and rebellious."
Okay.
I might not
What
come
does that
back from
potion
this.
do?
So there is no description of this. It's not a standard thing. It's a vial of sulfuric, which basically is like knockout stuff.
Sure. Okay.
So I'm knocking myself unconscious, hoping that the fact that I'm ingesting this interstellar sulfuric will make it work
sulfuric. I was hearing sulfuric, and I was like, I do not think you
sulfuric.
should drink sulfuric acid,
No.
but I mean, you do you.
I get this acid inside me. I get it right to where I need to get it.
Yeah. Okay.
And so my attempt is to knock both of us out so he can get this thing out from my body.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in my
Yep.
bloodstream, so
I'm
theoretically,
gonna stab you.
theoretically
I
this
just
could
want
work.
you to know.
All right. You fall asleep, and it swarms up into your heart because it's a statue, and statues do not fall asleep.
Even if it's interstellar sulfuric.
Yep. Nope. It just goes straight in
And
there.
here's what I would argue. How do you know
Mhm.
statues don't fall asleep? Does this statue doesn't fall asleep written next
If
to it?
you
in the
think
gene
about
good?
it, most statues are asleep all the time.
100% my argument. Most statues are constantly sleeping.
All right. Here's what happens to you. As you're falling asleep, you're only dimly aware of this, but the statue takes up residence in your heart, and an intense peace washes over your body. You take no further damage. You dream of endless sandy dunes, and you're asleep right now.
Okay.
All right, that's it. Encounter
no.
over.
Great. Well, I don't know. That's what's happening.
That's true, but you're out of initiative order, like
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
just
yeah.
can just act freely.
Okay, cool. So I have awareness. So can I try to get like a bead on what's happening
Sure.
with Ron here?
Yeah, make your awareness roll.
Cool. Yeah, I'm successful.
Okay. You sense that that Thrawn's wounds have stopped, that their body is in stasis, they're breathing deeply, and that there's nothing vitally wrong with them.
Okay, cool. So we won, is what I'm hearing.
Mhm.
Just to wake him
cool.
back up. No,
So before I wake Thrawn up,
Sure.
Thrawn, you have a little container on you that you keep looking in, and I've been intensely curious what's inside of it. So I'd like to open it up now.
So it is a locked box whose contents I frequently examine, but no one shows up. It does not list it as having a key. So I'm going to go ahead and say you got to figure out what the combination is to get my box open.
Oh yeah, it's like a Hellraiser box.
Okay. I'm gonna just put random numbers in, and I'm gonna make a luck roll for it.
Certainly.
I'm 100% on board with this.
Okay, cool. I am successful.
All right. I'm gonna say, since you're successful at testing your luck, like that you somehow put in exactly the right combination of numbers to open this mysterious little box. Thrawn, what does he see?
6.
Yeah, so as you stare into this, your eyes behold something that no man was ever meant to see. You feel like you're adrift in the Tardian reach beyond Saturn, like you've borne witness to protean horrors of the Titans of Chaos, stared into the cold wonder at Legion of Ruined Grimoires and the rebellious Nephilim, and you've suffered the peril of your immortal soul to the sirens' allure and of alien Atlantean heathendry. You feel like you know what it looks like to have returned alive having seen these, but not be unchanged. Now, you don't experience that, but when you look in, that's what you see.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm gonna
And the
keep
mushroom,
staring at
right?
this.
Yeah, the mushroom's in there also too.
Yeah.
Cool.
But like behind the mushroom at the bottom, that's what
Sure.
Is this sensation?
It doesn't.
yeah.
It just says like literally my character sheet, a locked box 6 inches deep,
Yeah, yeah.
whose contents you frequently examine but show to no one. So yeah,
No, that makes perfect sense.
yeah. But
Cool.
I like that it's just what I see, what I saw.
I love it.
As I stare at this, I will shake you awake.
All right. You wake up. You feel great.
Hey, there's some weird shit in your box.
What?
Yeah, the box.
How did you guess the combination?
It was 666. How hard was it?
No, it wasn't. It was boobs. Did 666 open it also?
I don't know how the lock works, but
Oh man. Okay. Well, you got the thing out of my heart, right?
oh, I thought you got it out and then passed out.
No.
Huh.
I like start gingerly moving
Well, we're out of initiative.
around and see how I feel. I'm like stretching a little bit.
Yeah, you feel wonderful and you feel content, but a little bit sad when you think about an endless horizon of sandy plains.
I think sad because I want that, or I feel sad because I feel that like I'm exposed.
Yeah,
to
you
that.
feel an intense longing for an unchanging like drift of sand.
I've seen a lot of things, but what I really want to see right now is an unending drift of sand.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
In my heart, that's all I want.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe after we finish here, we could try to find one.
Well, I have this little thing of sand I was going for when we got attacked, so I'm gonna get that now.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna look around for that key now.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we should go back to doing what we were here to do.
I know you described everything before we got all jackass.
Oh yeah,
again.
totally.
And thanks for
But
not,
this was a very alarming encounter. So
thanks
I'm
for not
happy to
killing my
describe them
character. I don't know if I'm gonna just drop dead in a few minutes or not. But speaking of which, we probably even if we do like a little cliffhanger, we probably want to draw to somewhat of a close soon, so we have a little bit of time to
totally.
chat. Yeah, I want to find that key.
Yeah. Okay. So in the room is now a dish with just sand in it. You also have that's resting on top of a table. There's a nightstand with some books. There is a bed with a nice but plain bedspread and a disheveled carpet. There's a small door to the north, and there's a large double door to the west.
I'm pretty sure he mentioned his
the nightstand. Yeah, let's rummage through it. If we see little statues this time, we will avoid them.
Okay. Doing some rolls here. On the nightstand is only books. So.
What about in the nightstand?
Oh, it's just, it doesn't have drawers. It's just books. All right, you've got a practical introduction. Oh, I dropped a die. Sorry.
The dropping dice.
To wild lichens. Volume 8.
That's Smithsonian Art Council's next Troika release, which is really interesting.
Yeah, that's
really weird.
It's weird
it's
they
a
have
random
that here.
roll up. I could have sworn he said nightstand. All right, let's go check his. Maybe that's a closet over there.
I'm gonna just shake the book out in case the key's in it.
There's nothing in the book. It's really hard to understand this book. You can see lots of drawings of lichens, and you can tell that like it is an encyclopedia of lichens, but it's organized in a way that doesn't make sense to you, and none of the information is comprehensible.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
You open the small door and
fall into another void. Oh no.
Oh, no.
And you find yourself in a small bath. Light falls from a lofty stained glass window. Ferns hang above steaming water. It smells of lemongrass.
This isn't a closet.
I don't think we're gonna find a key in the bathtub, but like,
Well, hold on.
what if we do?
That's right. You check the bathtub, I'll check the medicine cabinet.
All right, cool. We do those things.
All right, sure. In the bathtub is just hot water. It looks like a recently drawn bath.
In the medicine cabinet, which is, I'm going to just a bunch of vines around a sink.
In the medicine cabinet, which is actually just some ferns that are hanging in the bath, there is no object of consequence.
What? I'm going to look through his prescriptions.
Okay. You find ferns.
This dude's taking some weird ferns. I pocket those.
All right. You now have one fern in your backpack.
One prescription strength fern.
One prescription strength fern in your backpack.
Go back into the other room.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
We're going to split this fern later.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I forgot. We were going to say it at the same time.
No, it's fine. We were obviously thinking. Do the fern and the mushroom at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. Halvesy, see what happens. So go back into the room. We looked at the disheveled carpet. We looked at we plain bedspread, nightstand with books. Anything else? Table of sand.
I think we've gotten everything possible out of this room.
Oh, I go over to the rug, and I look for the lion jumping constellation.
Sure.
I just try to wrap my hands around it.
You wrap your hands around the rug.
Just the rug comes up.
Yep.
I can't. Okay.
Cannot extract the
pull it out
constellation.
and pull a key out.
He said the key was in here.
Yeah, I don't think these people know as much as they think they know. You know?
All right. You want to go back to the thing?
Yeah, let's go back upstairs. I think they'll be surprised to see us come through the pool and then back up the stairs later. Or maybe that's just what they all do.
All right. So I'm assuming you open the double doors.
Yes.
You do this with some difficulty as there is a upholstered clod bench against the doors on the other side that you skid out of the way as you open it. It's now off to the side.
That's a weird place to put a bench.
That's a weird place to put a bench. Maybe we weren't supposed to be in this bedroom. Shit.
I mean, we're not in the bedroom anymore.
I mean, yes, that's true. Let's put the bench back.
All right, cool.
When you reach for the bench, it scuttles back into its original position on its clawed feet.
I'm not going to question that. Let's keep going.
All right. You make your way back upstairs and through the drawing room and the study without difficulty. And we are now back in the upstairs garden.
And I'll say this. Thrawn's not an ostentatious person in the least, but being in this space certainly is changing him. In the least that he's got some void inside of him. And now it's almost like there's another creature down in my heart. And
we really should do the fern before we get back upstairs and see if
sure, I split the fern between the two of us.
Sure.
And we each eat half of it?
Yeah.
Okay. You're each eating half a fern, and are you eating the mushroom like you previously just got? Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what the mushroom is for, though?
I mean,
it said endless riches.
Maybe that's how we get rich, is eating it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's see. All right.
Go back to the
Sir Fauci, you now have cloven hooves.
Okay, well, these aren't a thing goblins usually have.
And Thrawn, you also have cloven hooves.
Dang.
I think this means we're level 3 now.
I know that we're past where the traveler's at. I mean, I guess maybe he got those extra arms from getting past, but we're at least level 2 now.
Yeah. Do you think they'll let us through the second stump when we get back up there?
Is that from the fern? Is that from the mushroom? Or is that from the two of them mixed together? Like, I understand it was a random roll, but...
I'll never tell. Actually, I will. Aside, it's from the mushroom.
Okay.
So what do we get from eating that fern?
You ate a fern. Let's say
it was a prescription strength
prescription strength fern.
Well, you said that, but I'm not entirely sure that it was. But like you can go ahead and you can roll 1d2 and take that much stamina back because you did eat something.
I've yet to take damage.
I have.
Somehow.
Um,
Incredibly.
oh man, that fern makes me feel so good. I'm not.
Yeah, it was like, all right.
Dude, your feet look amazing.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen a goblin with these things before, but like, imagine.
But I've only ever seen those space goblin. They were in their ships, and you only see them from here up on the view screen. And so, who knows?
Maybe they had cloven hooves.
Maybe they had cloven
Makes
hooves.
sense. That's why they didn't show them.
So,
Classic walk and talk. We're still going upstairs. This is happening.
Ron has never entered a room ostentatiously in his life.
Mm-hmm.
These cloven hooves kick that door open.
Yeah, totally.
And I prance in.
Prance in. You are greeted warmly by the dweller and says, I thought you were lost to us. Please don't go in the pool again.
Yeah. Also, where's the key at?
I'm so sorry. The key is inside the dish with the sand.
I took all the sand out of the dish. It's amazing I missed the key.
Oh, wait. Did you take all the sand?
He said it like 3 times.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You totally saw the key first thing in the bottom of the
sand, like, oh, my bad. It was here the whole time.
I love that you just picked up the dish and like, you picked up the dish, so and that makes way more sense why those things tried to kill us. You just dumped it all in your pocket. You didn't check it.
Did not look.
So the dweller says, yeah, I'm terribly sorry about the difficulty.
That's what this was.
Oh, so you have it. Yes.
Yeah, my bad.
I can still sense a foul, slimy presence in the house. So I do, upon further reflection, I would be very beholden to you if you could check those rooms for me.
Yeah.
Do you think the best way to go is back through the pool, though? Because that did get us downstairs.
I cannot advise that. I am surprised to even see you again. I had given you up for lost to the universe.
I understand why you might think that, but there's a lot of things that I've seen.
There's a lot of things I've seen.
See, I was right. It just gets funnier.
We've seen a lot of things. There are people joining us just now who are just like, I don't understand why.
No idea what's happening.
Yeah, that's true. That is so true.
Inside jokes.
Welcome to Fairyland.
Yeah, I think here's a good place. We'll go back downstairs.
Okay.
We're gonna stick that key in the lock.
Which one?
Oh,
the lion door or the marsh door?
I thought we only had one.
We're gonna do both doors at the same time.
I thought we only had one key. Do we have both keys?
You have one key.
Oh.
I assumed since it was the lion key that it went to the lion door.
I never said it was the lion key. I said that it was a key, and it is. And you notice now upon further examination of this key that it has like a simple geometric star pattern on the end of it, so that it's like
that's the other one.
Like the handle, like has like a little like jig-jaggy, kind of nonsense. Very finely worked.
I didn't know that, but that sounds more like the Green Man door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let's try the Green Man door then.
And the Green Man constellation was missing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, we tried the Green Man door.
All right, let's see.
I think this is a good as the door opens, this is a good final narrative point.
Absolutely. This is very funny to. Just a moment. I'm going to describe this, because it's not at all difficult to describe this particular door. Okay. You enter a room that appears to be an impossible mire extending in every direction. After you step through the door, turning around and looking at it, you can see only a single door frame standing by itself in the middle of a marshy island. Flames dance intermittently over the surface of the water, appearing and disappearing all around you. In the surface of the mire, you can see bestrewn liberally over the surface bubbles that appear to have sunk half into the muck. Above you is large, gnarled, and intertwining roots. So you've got a ceiling, but no walls.
Cool. We look at each other and we say the exact same thing at the exact same time.
Yeah.
That's I've always
Already
admired you.
you. Yeah.
And then it fades to black.
Well, thanks both of you. That was delightful.
Awesome. We're going to do a little thing called a reaction roll in just a second, but I want to check in. Kyle or Keegan, would either of you like a 5-minute break before we do that?
Yes, I would.
I'm going to fill my water up with more water.
Let's
So,
take
yes, I
a
will take
5-minute break. We've been playing Fairyland, which is a psychedelic RPG microsetting. We've been using Troika to do it. We're going to be back in just about 5 minutes to talk a little bit more about our experiences during our reaction roll segment. We'll see y'all in just a minute. And we are live here again on Plus One EXP's Roll for Content channel for our reaction roll. What is reaction roll? Reaction roll is a live stream within a live stream. It's our chance to sit down with the creator of a game we just played and talk to them about what our experience was like playing that game. Today, we are playing Fairyland, which is a psychedelic RPG microsetting. We used the Troika system to do that, and I had an absolute blast playing it. We are going to be talking to Kyle. Kyle, tell us a little bit more about Fairyland and what it is and where people are going to be able to find it.
Yeah, certainly. So Fairyland is a set of tools for like rolling up some random encounters like with fairies and engaging with fairy treasure and fairy wisdom and fairy magic and all of the things that are most important to fairies within the shifting bounds of Fairyland itself. So it's like a non-contiguous setting that can connect to any other setting. The rules of arriving in Fairyland mean that you could come there almost from anywhere. And like size and form and space are extremely malleable there, which I think we saw in the adventure that we did today, that fairies don't have the same understanding of geographical place that mortals do. And they also just have other things that are true about them that make navigating fairyland particularly perilous. So a lot of times, if you saw me rolling a lot of things at once during today's stream, it's because I was choosing the form of a specific fairy treasure or fairy denizen, and certain things that tabletop players naturally try to do make for really uncertain outcomes in Fairyland. Which actually,
I
like,
can't imagine what you mean. I can't imagine.
One of the things that didn't come up, which is funny, is the use of iron weapons. All fairies hate and fear iron weapons. And so if a character attempts to use iron weapons on a fairy, they employ like their most capricious and deadly magics against them before they even have a chance to. But fortunately, Sir Fauci was like a very well-mannered guest in Fairyland, and this didn't come up.
I like how we slowly have moved you over to just being Fauci also too. And,
Yeah.
Lost your honorific about like halfway through the playthrough.
Well, wasn't it? Was it Fosse?
It was Fosse, and then turned into Fauci, and then like Fauci, and I was just like, that's fine, whatever. Names are malleable.
Once somebody used it, and I was just like, oh, actually, yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
That's it's like a quixotic and heroic figure at the same time. So I feel like it's a good fit for Fairyland.
No, I loved it. I had a blast. But let's meet our other player first. Keegan EXE. Keegan, tell people who you are, what you do. This is your first time playing Troika. Make comments about that if you want to.
This was.
But also what it was like to play Fairyland specifically.
Yeah, this was just fun overall. Like I said, first time playing Troika, which was not difficult, which I was worried about when I opened the book and saw it was like 100 pages and I had 30 minutes to learn it. But yeah, this was fun. I really enjoyed Fairyland. I will definitely be picking this up when it comes out.
Awesome. Do you have any questions for Kyle about the setting?
Nothing immediately comes to mind.
Cool. I also had a blast. I'm a big Troika fan, even though I don't get to play it often enough to obviously have the rules immediately at my command. But it does have a lot of like, I know Keegan and I are both fans of like Patchwork World, and I feel like Patchwork World and Troika have a lot of the same vibe, which is, hey, people picked a bunch of weird stuff and we're going to throw you into a setting or an adventure, and that stuff is all of a sudden going to start mattering. Which is one of my favorite things because it kind of naturally builds a lot of the anti-canon stuff that you want to see, and that plays just so well into Fairyland. I think you could drop this into OSE or Down We Go or Knave or something else if you wanted to really easily, but I think you'll end up with a lot more procedural, a lot more aggressive, a lot more other things that come into that, as opposed to Troika, which or Patchwork World, I think would be great for this. Just lets you engage in whimsy and questions a whole lot more. Lets you try things out that are less likely to be like, we're just going to immediately enrage the fairies by throwing knives or daggers at them or whatever. And so I like that system mesh and wanted to throw out Patchwork World because I think it would blend incredibly well with Fairyland also too.
100%.
And so I had a blast. And I think my big question starting off is, you mentioned it's kind of a toolkit. By the way, you did a great job. Like when I watch people rolling through tables a lot of the time, it's very like, they're like this, and then they're like searching. They're like, it's the blank of X that Y's. And you were just like this, that, the other, and like I know you're flipping through pages and other stuff like that a couple of times, but it was very quick, which again, great GM technique, but also I don't know how laid out it is, but it also made it feel like it is designed to be fairly easy to navigate and just roll stuff up and not consult like D20 tables that are forever long, but track across things pretty quickly. And I know most of the time you had us rolling like a D8. So kind of what can we expect on both the GM side and the table side? Because a lot of times in more classic things, that's a lot of what we're looking at for some of the content. What are we looking forward to there?
So something that I really enjoy is that I've worked really hard to make that both a toolkit for like making an entirely random adventure up on the fly, And then also there is the pack-in adventure that like we did together, which is the House of Sunken Stars. And both Max and I get really frustrated when we have ungainly materials that are difficult to use. So Max is doing great work on the layout to try and make sure that this is an advanced page like from the adventure that has the key for every single room description on one page. So that, and then on the back of that is like the map, which I did have to like draw like in the Jamboard.
Cool.
but
that's one of the things I was curious, like is just drawing it out free form kind of the thing? Is it already kind of key?
Yeah, that's just a stylistic thing for me when I'm playing online. Like I like to reveal rooms gradually and to make a map, just because then like later when the dungeon is well known, like players are able to navigate quickly to the part of it that they want to engage with and start like really using the dungeon to solve problems and noticing some of the like, I don't know, the connectedness of rooms and the function of rooms. And things like
before that thing crawled underneath my skin and into my heart, my 100% thought was lift up the rug and toss it down into the void of space. Like that was 100% my plan before it bored into my heart.
Which would have been an excellent solution, like
right.
had you not been colonized by a
had
small
I not. It is that what they do? Do they just colonize your body, or were you just kind because I put myself to sleep?
No, actually, like that is like a set thing that happens, and if you don't fight it, it doesn't do any damage to you. Like, but most players fight it. Like the thing crawls inside of you and then just like causes you to have an unremitting longing for broad sandy places. And if you ever find yourself in one of those locales, then you kind of have to save against just wandering off into the waste and never being seen again.
Cool. I love that.
Yeah, I love that. That's great.
I am super excited. Like I said, there's tons of things that came up here, and everything felt like something to poke at. From like, hey, there's embers in the fireplace. This is just as use. There's obviously some of their kitchen somewhere, or not, because they just use magic to make things. Like all that kind of stuff.
For that, actually,
all that kind of stuff is super fun, and it just felt like a lot of settings don't feel like a world full of narrative buttons. And between you running in the source material, like it just felt like I want to poke around at all this stuff.
Yeah, I could have played that for 3 more hours.
Excellent. Y'all are super kind. Like what I love about Fairyland is that like it has dire consequences, but not necessarily deadly consequences for players that explore and are curious. So it's just kind of like a natural tension between like the player's curiosity and like willingness to find things out about the setting through like irrevocable changes to themselves. Yeah. So it worked really well, both of the character classes that you ended up, backgrounds that you ended up. Also, it was so fun to have a character that could pull a lot of the astrology stuff like out of this adventure, because it's like all written there, but like background that most characters are not gonna engage very much with. Right. But it's still, I don't know, it's just fun to have as texture. So, you asked about like other like mechanical things to expect. And I would say that like on the random generation side of it, like a lot of the tables are really like designed around use. So they're all sequential tables. Like when you heard me rolling like the Fairy Tome title, like it's all a sequential table that can be gone through like really quickly by just rolling the same die over and over and over again and finding the entry, like, which is why I was able to go through it so quickly. And all of the tables are like that. I think like the fairy appearance ones is all 6s. And I really wanted to do that because it's frustrating to me in a lot of tabletop play how very quickly like the monsters' appearances like become invisible to the players. Like it's just not important information. And like, so you think, oh, I'm just looking at a goblin, or, oh, I'm just looking at at a kobold or whatever like that. And they quickly like look up like the thing of stats in their minds, and then it quickly lends to this like immersion breaking kind of a thing. So what I like about the fairies is that like they really look like a variety of bestial and insectoid things, and they don't fit into a lot of tropes about what fairies look like.
Yeah, no, it was, like I said, super enjoyable. And I love, I mean, like that's, a 6 times 4 table gives you like what, 1,300-ish options. Mm-hmm. And so like I think a lot of people underestimate what breaking breaking things down into non-mechanical narrative elements, how quickly you can do that and create a simple table in a book to create a lot of variety in the way things are. Or you can lock one of those and be like, all the fairies in this part of the thing all have this thing in common, but like these other 3 parts are varied based on what they are, who they do. And so like that kind of stuff at quick references is I just super enjoyable for me. And we run more than a lot of other indie game outlets. We run a pretty solid mix. Like I think us and TPK both do a pretty solid mix of like, hey, here's normal indie story stuff, and then here's something you could drop in trad games. And Fairyland felt like a really good cross section of, I could put this in a lot of different places, or even like Planar Compass, which is like astral plane stuff for old school systems, is a really cool place to like be like, hey, we're going to go to the astral plane, and when we come out, your characters are going to be in this new system. Fairyland has a really fun, like, we dropped you in here, you're going to walk through it, and when you come out, we're going to be playing this other game system now, and you're going to move your characters over to being what it is. And that's just part of going in and out of Fairyland, is that you're also changing systems. And so there's some fun things to be had in that kind of space. And I know I made the jackass comment about like money laundering through characters, but that was because that was what was queuing in my mind, was like, it would be cool to transfer things through systems in Fairyland and see what the differences were that come out and play. So,
and I think that like that kind of like system breaking impulse like works really well for like a land that's literally based on like rhymes and rules. Like it just, I wouldn't see that kind of thing as out of place at all. Like if a player can do something system breaking, I like to think that Fairyland can accommodate that, because there's just so much gonzo stuff happening.
Yeah. Keegan, anything else that came up while we were talking?
No, nothing.
Awesome. Cool. With that said, you guys are going to be coming up on Kickstarter on February 1st. Is that right?
February 1st.
And I think we're going to be working with you guys to try to have a little bit more of a polished review of this coming out also too. So hopefully we'll have that ready by the 1st, if not shortly after. But everybody who is watching right now or later on any platform, feel free, if you have more questions, have thoughts on Fairyland, drop them in the chat down below. I had an absolute blast playing. And again, we talked about this a little bit at the beginning, but it's going to be a physically beautiful book also too, with some foiling and some really well-crafted elements going into it. So I am super excited to check this out and run it through a couple different game settings to be able to see how it goes. So until next time, we're all just going to wave at the screen until I take us off air.
Hold on. Can I say one more thing?
No, it's too late. Yes, go ahead.
Oh, no. It's all right. Irrevocable consequences. On Instagram, a place where you can see a lot of the visual stuff of how the book is going to look as Max does the layout and like develops it and does the printing, is games.maxmoon. Like really lovely stuff. So that's where I would recommend following if you're like looking for more sneak peeks of the completely bonkers woodcut illustrations that Max has sourced from various ancient fairy tomes.
Awesome. Cool. Well, until next time, we're going to wave at the stream until I take us.
Wait, actually.
Death. Bye,
I've
everybody.
seen a lot.